चारवांची लागवड झालेली आहे, कर्फ्यू लागू झालेला आहे, कोणी विनाकारण फिरायचं नाही आहे.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's fine and well. If it's morning where you are, good morning. आज हम बात कर रहे हैं in regards to what's kind of unfolded in the last 2 or 3 days in India, specifically these images which you saw over from Nagpur. Nagpur erupted in riots because of that movie and called Chava, which was about Aurangzeb. अब उसके अंदर हुआ क्या है कि there are people who want to basically destroy the tomb of Aurangzeb, and due to that some riots have kind of erupted within India. So this video clip was basically nicely sourced by the courtesy of Reuters, so where credits all go to Reuters in regards to that. So we're going to move on to the conversation. So Andolanji is with us. We're going to go first to Andolanji. Andolanji, how are you seeing this?
I'm good, but if you allow me, we'll first go to someone else, and then I can come in about 1 minute 30 seconds.
No worries. So Aditya?
So,
Aditya.
yeah, thank you for having me. And it's unfortunate what is unfolding in India, and it didn't look like that, it will escalate so far and so ahead. When the movie was released, like most movies these days, since at least last 10 years, it started like 10 years ago, but gradually it has the number of movies which kind of promote like Indian nationalism or the Hindu nationalism ideas. Those ideas have, like, every year the number of those movies has been increasing. So I didn't expect this movie to blow up so big. It has already crossed like 450 crore rupees in Indian rupees in like total ticket sales, so which is a huge number. And following the success of the movie, a discussion had started in India regarding the legacy of Aurangzeb. And like all historical figures, people have uh, differing views regarding these characters in history, and some view it as from a nationalist lens, and the others, there is Hindu nationalist idea and understanding of Aurangzeb. And let's be honest, there's a Muslim nationalist or religious supremacist idea of Aurangzeb. And then there are, like, liberals and leftist people who have a very uh, let's say, a historical context kind of view of Aurangzeb. So all these three ideas are very separate from each other, and since people don't agree with each other, and India is already a very, let's say, a very charged society lately. It has always been, but like uh, you see a lot of offended people who are very vocal lately, and because of internet and social media. These things go very far if not controlled by the state, and it doesn't look like the state is trying very hard to try to, like, put an end to this stressed situation at the moment. That's my understanding.
So interesting when you put last 10 years and the movies coming in. When did Rosa got released? I think way back in 2001, 2002, if I'm not wrong. Aditya?
Yeah, I'm not saying that, these movies never
Yeah,
release, but I'm just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
the number of
Just hear
in
me out.
the
Just hear me
yeah.
out, right? Just hear me out. Just hear me out, right? So Rosa released in 2001, 2002. and the movie director's house was bombed because he showed a Muslim girl getting married to a Hindu guy in the movie. That was the only mistake that he did. The director's place was bombed. And of the last 10 years movies, which got released, which presented a alternate viewpoint to history, or rather the accurate viewpoint to hidden histories, Kashmir File for one, the Kerala Story second, and Chhawa third, and in between quite a few other movies. But these three were, quite impactful. How many Muslims actually were killed because of these movies? The answer to that is zero. How many Muslim establishment were bombed, or how many Muslim establishment or people of Muslim faith faced a problem because of these movies? Zero. Only because of the Muslims felt offended because of these movies, riots happened. A lot of Hindu property got burned, like in case of Nagpur, where more than 50 100 cars have been burned, all by Muslim mobs. Muslim mobs attacked policemen, injured a DSP. More than 1,500 people have been named in the FIR, all of them Muslims who were on the streets. So, what are we talking about? When Kashmir File was made on the atrocity committed on Hindus by Muslims, not a single Muslim was killed or hackled or his properties destroyed because of that movie. But the reality is, thousands of Hindus did got killed in Jammu and Kashmir because of the Islamic kind of Nizam-e-Mustafa that people wanted there. Same thing happened with respect to Chhawa. I mean, Chhawa, what they showed was not incorrect. The problem with liberals is that they don't want these things to be shown, so that people realize that Aurangzeb is being positioned as a great king, and a lot of roads are named after him. Can you even imagine anybody in Israel even proposing the name of Hitler for a road, or having a monument in the name of Hitler in Israel? It's unthinkable, right? So I don't know what's the point that you were making.
Because I think you don't try to listen to the point that I was trying to make, but you have already, like, preconceived notions about what I had, like, you believe that I tried to say. I never said that, there were riots before and there are not riots now. You can go back, if you try to, uh, after the stream is over, you can try to listen to what I did say. I never claimed that, what time period had more riots, which didn't, or I didn't say that, which time period there were no propaganda movies before this. I just said that, a lot more movies riling up the nationalist narrative in this country has the number of those movies has been like, every single year since last 10 years has been like, the numbers has been growing exponentially, which wasn't a false uh, uh, which wasn't a false claim to be made, and you will agree with that, right? Like, we both agree that, a lot more movies which pander to the nationalist crowd in this country are being made, and it's all right. Like, I don't think it's a problem with me. Like, go ahead with it, whatever movie you want to make, and most like movies are propaganda movies. Like Hollywood in the 70s, 80s was doing the same thing. Like, I'm not denying what against the Russians, so I'm not denying that. I just made a factual statement, and I also mentioned the religious extremist of Muslims and the nationalist Hindus. I didn't like, bear the Muslims out of it. I did say that, it's riling up all these both the communities and the third party in this discussion, the leftist and the liberals also have a viewpoint regarding this, and People are riled up regarding this. I never claimed that,
So,
it was peaceful
so
before and
Aditya,
it's peaceful not now.
no. So the point which I made, I think you also did listen. I said if you choose to call them propaganda movies, fair enough. Let's say these propaganda movies are catering to the Hindu nationalist. That's what you said, right? But despite of these 5, 10, 800 movies coming from the last 10 years, did Hindus get riled up and attacked Muslims? The answer to that is no. It is
You
Muslims
can
who are
say
getting
that.
riled
It's
up.
no,
Yeah.
I don't agree
No,
with that.
hold on, right? So give me instances, right? Did Nagpur, did Hindus attack Muslims? The answer to that is no. After
But they
Kashmir
did
files,
provoke the
no,
Muslims.
hold provoke. No, no, okay. Now, which is where the High Court judgment comes in. So there was a movie made on love jihad some time back, and the couple of Muslim organization went to High Court to get it banned because they said it is not projecting, Muslims in a good light, and it could lead to violence and riots. And High Court said, if you choose to do violence, then there will be violence. You have to increase your sensitivity level.
Yeah,
Movies cannot be
but the same
throttled.
courts are not
Ideas
very
cannot
like,
be.
they don't
No,
use
hold on,
such
Aditya.
liberal views when it
Aditya.
comes to free
Aditya.
speech in this country.
Aditya. This is precisely the point. If who is getting riled up? The nationalist crowd is not getting riled up. The nationalist crowd is just internalizing that what is the kind of history that was told to them and what is the reality. Or for in your sense, they're just buying into a propaganda. Let's assume who you are right. But are they the ones who are buying the propaganda and going and starting killing Muslims or something like that? The answer to that is no.
Yes, yes, the answer to that is yes.
So you have to present evidence. If the answer to that is yes, then you have to say that Nagpur Danga was started by somebody
You
else. So
can't be like
were
just
Hindu.
specifically talking, you
The
can't just
Delhi, so
specifically point
Delhi
out.
riots, the Delhi riots, was it started by Hindus? Were the Nagpur riots, was it started by Hindus? The Ram Navami
Just
crowd stone
count,
pelting, was it started
just
by Hindus?
just count the number of mob lynchings of Muslims in the last 10 years. India is the only
So,
like,
so
semi-civilized
when was the last
society.
time a mob lynching happened, Aditya? Give me a
Just
case in
just
the last 2 years.
just just 10 days ago.
No, give me example in the
You
last two
want a proof
years.
of that?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, at least 38 reported and
No, no. Give me
documented.
one. Give me one in the last 2 years.
I'm giving you 38. 30 at least
Give me,
confirmed
give me,
38
give me the
mob
name and the
lynchings
place.
have. I'm giving you 38.
Those 38 are predominantly mob lynching of Hindus done by Muslims. Recently in Madhya Pradesh, 37 people have been,
Andolan ji,
by
no,
court.
Andolan ji, I don't want to discuss like,
No, but why
things with
you don't want to give me a
dishonest
one
people.
name?
With
No,
dishonest people.
just name. No, hold on, Aditya. I said give me a name and place and the case. It's not that this would be secret,
I'm
right?
not
If there are
discussing with
38 cases.
dishonest people. I'm not discussing with
I,
dishonest people. No problem.
I'm not saying, yeah, okay, fair enough. If you don't have a name, place, and a time, I don't know what you're talking about.
But Andolanji, do you actually think and believe that this was started by the Muslims, this Nagpur riots?
Yeah, 100%,
But the
110%.
but there are news reports that actually I think I'll just share a video with you, and I would like your comment on that. Let's just see.
कि सरकार के मिनिस्टर्स और चीफ मिनिस्टर तरफ से आ रहे हैं उसको देखने की जरूरत है और
So
सबसे बड़ा प्रोवोकेशन तो वो सत्ता में है गवर्नमेंट में है और गवर्नमेंट प्रोवोकेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स दे रही है और बड़ा अफसोसनाक है आप देख लीजिए पिछले 4-5 दिन पुराना स्टेटमेंट उठाकर देख लीजिए तो ये खुद इनकी वो खुद प्रोवोकेशन किए और उनको इस बात की अपनी जिम्मेदारी का एहसास भी नहीं है कि वो मंत्री है मुख्यमंत्री है और दूसरी बात यह है कि आपने कई तस्वीर किसी बादशाह के बनाकर जलाए पूरे महाराष्ट्र में कोई रिएक्शन नहीं हुआ तो आपको तकलीफ हो गई। तो आपने क्या किया कि कुरान की जो आयतें हैं, जो वर्सेस हैं कुरान के, जो एक कपड़े पर लिखी जाती हैं, उसको आपने जलाया। और जब ये हरकत हो रही थी तो उसी वक्त जाकर मुकामी वहां के जो मुसलमान और हिंदू लोग थे,
जी तो आंदोलन जी, you kind of heard what he said. ये पूरी
Yeah,
अगर
yeah,
आप
I've heard this statement. But again, sir, what does provocation mean? Does provocation means that Hindus were outside Muslim houses, throwing stones at them or shooting at them or, firing at them? The answer to that is no.
हम्म, but
It
don't you
was
think
it was the
if
Muslims who got out of the house, collected in huge numbers, prepared petrol bombs, put fire to cars. That's called rioting.
लेकिन आंदोलन जी मेरा
If
एक
I make a statement, let's say if I make a statement you don't like, what will you do?
नहीं नहीं
In a
आंदोलन
civilized society, you would go to court and say, you didn't like what he did, and I would like to file a case against him. You won't
I
collect 1,500 peoples and come out and burn all the cars which are on the path, right?
आंदोलन जी
okay, Andolanji, I just have a simple question. Recently in South India somewhere, a girl was raped in hospital, right? And rioting happened. Do you blame the rioters there as well? Why they were rioting?
Of course, yes. Of course, yes. Of course,
आंदोलन
yes.
जी आंदोलन जी यहाँ पे
Today there was a very. I'll give you an example of today. Day before yesterday, uh, a lady who was married to a merchant navy guy, he
Hmm,
killed his husband together with his boyfriend
hmm,
and cut him into 15 pieces and stored it in a drum.
hmm.
Today, both these guys were caught and taken to the court. In court, these lawyers started beating him up. This culprit, which was incorrect. That's not done.
आंदोलन जी देखें मेरी बात सुने I'll bring the conversation back to where I was asking that question देखें
And just one small correction. If you just do a chat GPT or a Google, the Aurangzeb putla which was burned in Nagpur did not had a Quranic verse. It says Allah के नाम पे भीख दे दे बाबा वो जो चादर लेके चलते हैं ना, that was the chadar.
देखें
It had no Quranic verses in it, and
So
that has
I've
been
आंदोलन
shared,
confirmed.
by the way, on the YouTube channel, I've shared a link of in 2023, Muslim like disabled man carrying some meat which was suspected to be beef, and that guy was killed and reported by a policeman who was standing there. Also, like, it's not even that, like a police inspector, I believe it was a police inspector or some CRPF guy who got on a train from Jaipur to Mumbai. He shout like, randomly, like, he selected people who had the Muslim beard. He shouted names of Narendra Modi and Yogi Adityanath, found like three people who had like Muslim looking faces or the beard, and he particularly killed three people before he was like
Yeah,
got
but
pulled
was
off.
it lynching? Was it lynching?
But I've also shared a link of lynching on YouTube channel. Go search.
Yeah. No,
And
no,
if you want,
don't
I
give
can
me
give you
YouTube
10 more.
channels. Huh. Just give me this YouTube channel
On the
news
YouTube
report,
channel,
my dear
I try
Arvind.
to I try to paste it on our chat, but I don't think it's like,
No, no.
it
My
doesn't
humble
allow such a
submission
long
is
text.
my humble submission is just there would be a news report, right? Just
Yeah, I've
for
shared it
any
on.
decent publication like India Today or
I've
Times
shared
Now
the
or
link of
anybody.
The Hindu. From the
Hmm.
Hindu, I've shared it on our live stream
Okay,
on
let me check it.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, go check it.
yeah, let me check it. Yeah.
आंदोलन जी
Just
आंदोलन जी मैं बड़ी देर से एक आपसे क्वेश्चन करना चाह रहा हूँ आप मुझे ये बताइए कि if it's not really important who began the riots, but even if you were to say that, according to Avesi and various other reports, जिस time के ऊपर it's one thing going and protesting peacefully and not getting a reaction against emperor, in this case Aurangzeb's actual tomb के इसको destroy कर देना चाहिए ये जो भी. But if you're going to burn religious artifacts or anything related to the scripture, even though you basically stated what it was, but as everywhere else apart from you, majority of people are saying that those were Quranic verses, including Avesi. And मैं Times of India का report पढ़ा था, मैं even वो जो दूसरे हैं रिपब्लिक टीवी वाले उनको भी देख रहा था. वहाँ पे अर्नब गोस्वामी साहब के पैनल पे लोग बैठे हुए थे who were discussing this, and none of them basically said it was not the Quranic verses which were burnt. तो ये जो लोग इस चीज को कर रहे थे, जिन्हें जाके Quranic verses को जलाया उस चीज के ऊपर, don't you think they were seeking a reaction and it was not a mere
Not really. So I'll tell you a background to it. What they were doing, वो औरंगजेब का पुतला जला रहे हैं, right? They were not burning any book or something. वो औरंगजेब का पुतला जला रहे थे, और औरंगजेब के पुतले जलाने के लिए उन्होंने वो चादर यूज करी जिसपे वो भीख भीख मांगी जाती है ना. आपने देखा होगा, 4 वो मौलाना मोहल्ले में निकलते हैं वो भीख की चादर लेके, राइट? उसको उन्होंने औरंगजेब के पुतले पे
The
चढ़ाई
same
और उसको
chadar which
जलाया.
Modi ji gives
अरे
sent to
सुनते
Ajmer
रहो.
Dargah.
को इंटरप्ट ना
The
करें.
same,
हाँ,
no, why not?
हाँ,
The same chadar with Modi
आप
ji
इसके बाद
sent
बोल
to
दीजिएगा.
Ajmer Dargah for holy purposes, right?
हाँ हाँ, विच इज ओके. वो वाली चादर भी जला दी तो कौन सी बड़ी चीज हो गई, राइट? अच्छा, तीसरी चीज ये, लेट्स से फॉर अ मोमेंट, लेट्स से जस्ट हियर मी आउट,
फिर तो
जस्ट
कुछ
हियर मी
भी
आउट,
बड़ी
द
चीज नहीं
क्लैरिफिकेशन.
है, फिर तो कुछ भी
अरे
बड़ी
एक
चीज
सेकंड,
है, चादर ही
अरे
तो है.
आदित्य
फिर तो
जी,
आप ये भी कह सकते
हाँ
हो ये मंदिर में मूर्ति तो है, कोई ये कह सकता है कि
हाँ,
यार ये
तो
चर्च में जो है घंटा घड़ी तो है, कुछ ही जला दो फिर तो आप.
हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही,
Where do
बिल्कुल
we
सही,
stop?
क्योंकि
Where do we draw the
अब
line?
द लाइन इज इन अ लॉ रूल स्टेट. अभी मनुस्मृति कितनी जलाई गई पिछले 6 महीने में? किसी ने किसी की गर्दन काटी क्या? किसी ने दंगे करे क्या? नहीं करे. जिन्होंने जलाई उसके खिलाफ रिपोर्ट लिखा दी गई. अभी क्या कहते हैं, पंजाब में 2 मंदिरों पे हमला हुआ, बम फेंका गया, किसी की गर्दन काटी गई क्या? नहीं काटी ना, पुलिस में रिपोर्ट करा दी. कल कौन कह रहे कुरान भी जला दी जाती, तो क्या 1500 आदमी सड़क पे उतर के किसी भी आदमी को पकड़ के पीट देंगे
It's
और किसी
not
की भी कार
about
जला
was
देंगे?
it right? It's
No,
not
hold
about
on,
was it right,
Aditya,
wrong.
Aditya, allow me to, Aditya,
The
allow me to
point
complete,
was
allow me to
was the
complete, Aditya,
provocation.
allow me to
The point
complete,
is, was there
allow me to
provocation?
complete.
And the answer is
No, but
yes.
if you, no, Aditya, if you get provocated on everything, तो कल किसी ने माचिस सिगरेट जला दी. अब जैसे अमृतसर में किसी ने सिगरेट जला ली तो उसने हाथ काट दिया. अब को ये भी प्रोवोकेशन है. There are 3 instances, because Sikhs don't smoke. Somebody lit a cigarette in Amritsar city, not even in front of Gurdwara. They went ahead and chopped his hands. Is it a provocation?
And I'm not
This is stupidity, right?
I'm not, yeah, it's stupidity to debate with you.
It's a stupidity, right? If you chop somebody hand off because your religion doesn't allow smoking, what does it mean? I'm saying मनुस्मृति तुम्हारे सामने जली है आदित्य. पिछले 6 महीने में कितनी जलाई गई है? किसी ने किसी गर्दन काटी क्या? 1500 आदमी सड़क पे आके इनडिस्क्रीटली कार जलाने लगे क्या? The answer to that
मनुस्मृति
is no.
100 साल से चल रही है. हाँ, पिछले 100 साल से
सेकंड
चल रही
आदित्य, वन सेकंड
तो
एक सेकंड आंदोलन जी, मेरा आपसे यहाँ पे ये क्वेश्चन है. यू थिंक ओनली वन साइड बेसिकली डिड दिस? अभी जो हमने वीडियो लगाई थी, आप कहें तो मैं वापस लगा देता हूँ. देयर आर क्लियरली 2 sides into that.
No, there is only one side.
Can I?
Sir. So there are.
Can
So
I
just
say
one
something?
last statement. You can comment, but just allow me to say. So there are 2 things, Shajid. One is assuming somebody provocates. That assumption of provocation is a personal preference, that I can get provocated by mere your existence also. Right? That's my choice to be provocated. Somebody can get provocated by burning a chadar. Somebody can get provocated by lighting a cigarette. But in a lawful society, riot initiation is someone who, because of any fucking provocation, collects 1500 people, comes on the street and starts burning car and beating people and chopping hand of a police officer. That's called rioting.
Thanks for that, KTG. आपने सुना आंदोलन जी क्या कह रहे हैं
No,
आप?
just one. I think it's a wrong. The comms have to be proper. Manusmriti is a code of conduct. It's not a spiritual text. So Manusmriti is not a proper spiritual text. The Quran is a spiritual text. Bhagavad Gita is a spiritual text. Vedas are spiritual text. But Manusmriti is not. It's so
Most
Ramcharitmanas
say,
is?
well,
Hindus,
but
most
Manusmriti
Hindus
is
don't
not.
even consider,
Yeah, Manusmriti is
Manusmriti to be
not.
any of the text.
Yeah,
They will tell
exactly.
you that, we have
No,
never
but
even
I
known
didn't
about it.
give one example. I gave multiple examples. I said in Punjab, just 15 days back, two people threw a bomb at a temple. In Chandni Chowk, somebody broke idols sometime back, right? So the point is provocation to justify. Now, today, on the same basis, after burning 57 people in Godhra in a train, was that a provocation enough for Gujarat riots? Do we justify this?
देखें देखें आंदोलन जी गुजरात राइट्स के ऊपर हम इन पर्टिकुलर देख सकते हैं, लेकिन पहले इस चीज़ को तो रिजॉल्व करें। ये अभिषेक शुक्ला साहब का एक मैसेज आया है, ठीक है? हाउ करेक्ट डू बोथ ऑफ यू और आदित्य एक्चुअली थिंक दैट इज? डू यू थिंक पीपल हु आर बर्निंग सच थिंग्स वुड नॉट नो? सो अभिषेक शुक्ला साहब लिखते हैं, none of the Hindus can read Quranic verses. How would they know what is written on the chadar? Do you think that is a appropriate comment?
I think
Or
Andolanji will think it is.
No, no. I say even if Quran was burned, assuming it to be a Quran, does it cause for 1,500 people to come on a street and indiscriminately burn cars and beat up people and chop hand off a DSP? The answer to that is no.
no, but do you think only one side did that? Because just aap
Yeah,
example
only one side did that. Only one side did that. The advantage of so
जी
Sakleen,
जी
the
one
Andolanji,
advantage of
I need to add something here. I think it's a representation of a very regressive community where books are burned. Any kind of books. If somebody is burning a book, that just defines how backward that community can be. So, calling it your freedom of speech just because it's someone else's book,
There
that's
is
just
no
really
freedom
stupid.
of speech regarding
I
religion in
don't, I
India.
would never, I would never burn a
no,
Sikhi or book
no,
or a Bible or a
I may
Hindu
not
book.
agree. I may not agree by burning of books, but I would also not agree that by burning of books, 1,500 people can get down on the street and burn any car inside, chop hand off a DSP, and beat up anybody who comes on site.
So Andolan ji, you think
I'm not saying go ahead and burn the
So
book,
we
but
agree,
I'm saying
we
even
agree
if it
both
is
are
burned,
wrong.
that does
We
not
agree both.
justify
So
1,500 people to
Andolanji,
get
do we agree
collected.
both are wrong? Do we agree both are wrong?
No, no, hold on, hold on. There is no
Both
equivalence
sides
in
did.
this. No,
Oh,
there
sorry,
is
sorry.
no.
Okay,
So
all right, I
there
get
is
your
no
point.
equivalence in this. There is no equivalence in it because if you are under 269, जो आपका religious बेअदबी वाला जो law है, क्या कहते हैं उसको, कौन सा section है,
295.
उसकी
295.
295, हाँ, उसकी अपनी अलग सजाएं हैं आफ्टर एस्टेब्लिशिंग दैट वास्तव में बेअदबी हुई, और राइटिंग की अपनी अलग सजाएं, राइट? इट इज नॉट
But
इक्विवेलेंट
both are criminal
इन लॉ.
cases,
नो,
right?
होल्ड ऑन.
Both are
No, both are
criminal
criminal
cases,
cases.
right?
Both are criminal cases, and which is why, if let's say one should do what people in Punjab did after somebody bombed a temple, they took up the footage, went to the police station, said these two people appear to be the ones who have bombed the temple. Register a case under 295 and bombing and terror
Yeah, but
activity, and
both
that
both
case
the
was
sides did
registered.
not follow the both the sides did not follow the constitution, right? One side did
No,
one
no,
illegal
hold on,
thing,
hold on.
other side did one
No, no,
illegal thing. Yeah,
no.
got your
To
point.
the Aditya, which is precisely the point I'm wanting to make it. If you are doing something, does it gives an open license to 1,500 peoples to come on a street, burn everything in sight? And you should thank that there is BJP government in these states. That is why the burn of the riot was faced by police, not a normal Hindu, and there was no after effect in states when this kind of writing happens, initiated normally by Muslims. Case in point, Muzaffarnagar 2013. The police didn't came in between because there was a weak government. How Hindus retaliated, there was a huge loss of life for Muslims also in that process. So thanks to God
So
that
I
BJP was in this.
agree. I agree. One community did one bad thing, which was criminal. The other community could have been better than them and could have restrained, but they also did a criminal thing, and both should be condemned.
No, no, hold on. So there is a, again, Aditya, if first of all, there was no Quranic verses which were burnt in this particular case. It has just go down, search it out, show me a news report from established, and the Hindu link that you have sent is 404 not found. Just FYI, right? If you show me that
Search
whatever
for it
was
on
burned,
YouTube. On
oh,
YouTube,
hold on, hold on,
in the
hold on,
same
my friend.
site,
I
there is
don't
a
take
YouTube.
YouTube. Send me a
अरे
link,
हम
man, with
आपको
a
लाइक देते हैं
reputed.
अरे कम ऑन दिस
अरे
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 हम अपने
send me
हिंदू
on a
भाई
back
को
channel on
यूट्यूब
Twitter. अच्छा, अरे जैसे आपने भी हिंदू का लिंक लगाया,
अरे
वो 404 पेज नॉट फाउंड है.
आई डोंट फॉलो यू ऑन यूट्यूब ऑन ट्विटर
Okay, fair enough. So leave it then in that case, right? So in this particular case,
I, I, I,
neither in
I
this
have a
particular case,
one.
it is quite clear. No Quranic verses or Quran was burned, or rather was
Andolan,
intended to be burned. 1,500 people came down on the street, burned hundreds of cars, indiscriminately beat up people, and chopped hand of a DSP and injured 35 policemen, including trying to molest a female police officer.
so Andolan ji, do you actually believe only one side did that? बाकी लोग कोई यात्रा पे निकले हुए थे
Yes.
सड़क
Yes, yes, yes. In this particular case, Nagpur case, yes. There has been no retaliation from Hindu community because police assured them that they will take stringent action, and there is no reported incidents of Hindu mobs moving and trying to beat up Muslims or trying to create a riot in Nagpur. It's only police versus Muslims at this point of time.
चलें चलें ठीक है तो we've heard that part of the conversation. केटी भाई से पूछते हैं. केटी भाई आपको आवाज आ रही है? केटी भाई, can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I'm
Hi.
with you. I'm with you.
जी जी. आपने ये सारी conversation सुनी, you saw and heard the background. I know you've been looking at the news as well. What's your basic opinion in regards to this? Do you think rioting can
Regard to
only
what? I mean, it's a multi-dimensional.
yeah, yeah. So can rioting, like Andolan ji is saying, be done by only one side,
No.
or is it a clash? So please elaborate on that. What how did Nagpur's situation erupt? What's your opinion in regards to that?
Well, these are not subjects of easy descriptions or dimensions. I mean, they happen to be these things, the riots. People, they move in a flux, and it's never as easy. So, not being also they're not linear. They're also not linear. What really happens when and how. So it's a very difficult, difficult. It's a very difficult situation. The Muslims get very defensive because they feel they are in a minority, and they tend to get more aggressive. And their aggression is very normal. A person, a minority, will always be more aggressive when it comes to self-defense. It's going to happen that way. The
Give me
stifling,
examples of any other community.
no, the stifling of the atmosphere, and that it happens, and then suddenly
No, give
the
me an
minority.
example
No,
other
I've
than Muslims who are
yeah.
being minority and are very aggressive in the country of where they are
No,
minority.
they
Give me an
get
example.
no. They minorities will get aggressive. They will get aggressive
No, no,
because
give
I
me an
remember.
example. Give me an example. If it is
I
a theory,
recall
give me an
I
example.
recall in 1984 when I was in school, when the when killings in Delhi happened. At that point,
No, I'm talking about any other country, any other minority.
I'm talking about the Sikhs now. So
No,
how
no,
they
I know
got.
you're talking about Sikhs. I'm talking about any other country, any other minority. You made a general statement.
No, but
Minorities are
that's the.
generally aggressive.
But don't live by other countries' example.
I
No,
I, I
The, the lived reality, the lived
hold on.
reality of the country is integral. You see, you
केटी
have,
भाई, one
yeah.
one second. मैं तो एक दो I'll help you out, Andolan ji. The black communities, London riots, उससे पहले दूसरे riots आपके exist किए US के अंदर. Then you had the far right riots and the Arab riots in within Europe. फिर आपके और बहुत
All
सारे
the cases you're telling about Muslim minorities only, right?
blacks are not Muslim minority.
No, so give me the last instance. USA में हुआ था Black Lives Matter
You
का movement.
can't keep on following the question, yaar. You got the answer, still you can't just believe that it could have happened.
No, it could have happened. No, I'm asking if there was a
It
general
did
statement
happen.
made by. No, hold on, Aditya. I am
लेकिन
asking
मेरा
a
ख्याल है
specific question.
कि वेल केडी भाई को हम कंप्लीट तो करने देना he's been waiting for a long time. केडी भाई please continue, sorry for that.
Yeah, I don't have. I have very simple observations about it. I mean, people are on the defensive. When people are on the defensive, they will tend to be aggressive. Now, why would someone be on the defensive? You have to look into it. The minorities or anyone, when they feel stifled or they feel attacked or they feel they won't be safe, they tend to get more aggressive. Fear also is a substantive factor. And so that also make people aggressive. But the level of comfort goes away. The level of having a predictable life goes away. So the connection, I mean, it's a very what will happen. I mean, it gets more and more tenuous. The more tenuous it becomes, more aggressive it gets. So you could take any example from anywhere. I don't need to cite. I mean, it's common sense for a man who is an observer will find this observation. You will be ubiquitous. It's anywhere and everywhere in the world. So, I mean, as you properly cited, some examples of the blacks, how they will get on their aggressive path. It happens. Now, the situation coming to our front, I mean, it's just very sad. Somehow we have lack of emotional maturity. I don't know what we are achieving by doing what we're doing. And what we are doing is essentially laid out with full whistles and bells. It's laid out. Chava movie. I don't know what we're trying to achieve. Such a dramatic projections. I mean, when you do a dramatic projection, even if the past was a tragic event, it takes a very inflated, a lot of artifacts gets into it, and it becomes a fiction. But the problem is, for a creator of these fictional accounts, he knows this is fiction. But the consumer on the other side is a young, naive, vulnerable mind. They are mercurial, and the reaction is sharp. And then they will start holding the Muslims' feet to the fire. You did this. You are responsible for this. And that is bad blood. Why can't you understand a very simple thing? I don't understand this. What's wrong with my video? Yeah.
केडी जी मैं आपसे एक दो और क्वेश्चंस करना चाहूंगा
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
but
Yeah,
basically,
there's something there, yeah.
what you've mentioned is your video is off again. अगर
Yeah.
आप on करना चाहें तो
Yeah, but there's a problem. It's on and off. Yeah.
no worries. मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूंगा, आप मुझे जरा ये बताएं कि why is it so? This is not the first time कि एक मूवी आई है और उससे riots हैं. I remember Padmavat. There was and you have to consider the Rajput community to be a minority within India in the whole Varna system. They're not the majority. ठीक है, they came out in the same way. PK movie IT, Hindus happened to be the majority, and there were riots against that movie as well. इसी तरीके से शिल्पा शेट्टी, I remember the famous actress जो इंग्लैंड में बिग ब्रदर में भी आई थी, she kissed her हॉलीवुड एक्टर और हॉलीवुड एक्टर kissed her, उस पे भी लोगों ने riots करने शुरू कर दिए.
नहीं राइट्स नहीं हुए थे. आई थिंक यू आर समवेयर मिस्टेकन. देयर वर नो
Protest,
राइट्स आइदर विद
protest.
आमिर खान मूवी और शिल्पा शेट्टी मूवी.
There
नो
were
राइट्स.
protests, yeah.
Protest तो हुए
Protest,
थे.
yes.
They burned.
Protest, yes.
अच्छा.
No. So burning
Protest.
here. So I think if we do not understand the difference between writing and protesting, I think we are
Nolan.
doing a very
No,
convoluted
we are
discussion.
not claiming that we don't understand the difference here. I was just pointing out there were protests. I'm not saying they both are same thing.
Yeah, so the thing is, okay, protests, and let's not call them riots. ठीक है, लेकिन शिल्पा शेट्टी is kissed by a Hollywood actor, और उसके बाद भी सेम टाइप की आपको हुआ और शोर शराबा नजर आता है. हम पाकिस्तान के अंदर देखते हैं, छोटी सी कोई सुई गिर जाती है तो पाकिस्तान में भी लोग सड़क के ऊपर बाहर निकल के सब तोड़ फोड़ कर देते हैं. ठीक है, कोई छोटी सी बात होती है दुनिया में किसी भी जगह के ऊपर, ये अपनी कंट्री को तोड़ के बैठ जाते हैं, अपनी सिटीज इन्होंने तोड़नी होती हैं या प्रोटेस्ट के लिए निकल आते हैं. बांग्लादेश इज नो डिफरेंट. ठीक है, एंड इन रीसेंट टाइम्स when I look at the entire situation, अगर पिछले खाली हम 2 वीक के अंदर देखते हैं, आपको सड़कों के ऊपर वेरियस रीजंस के लिए पूरे सब कॉन्टिनेंट के लोग सड़क पे नजर आ रहे हैं. द सिख्स आर नो बेटर. आप वहाँ पे देखें इंडियन पंजाब के अंदर और उस एरिया के अंदर वहाँ पिंडराम वाले वाली चीज फिर से इग्नाइट हुई है. What is wrong with the Asian people? Why are they so sentimental? एक सेकंड लगता है इनको तो. They are so emotionally immature कि आप कुछ भी कह दो उसके बाद इन्होंने एक दूसरे के पीछे पड़ जाना है, सड़कें जला देनी है, बाहर निकल के रोड्स ब्लॉक कर देनी है. Why is it so, KD?
ओके, ये मेरे ख्याल से थोड़ा सा असेसमेंट जो आपका है वो इनकरेक्ट है, जो आपने एग्जांपल्स दिए. शिल्पा शेट्टी का जो बिग बॉस वाला इवेंट था और जो किसिंग वाला इवेंट था, ये 2 अलग अलग इवेंट थे. शी हैड टू फेस रेसिज्म इन द बिग बॉस एपिसोड इन यूके.
नहीं,
That was criticized. Just hear me out. 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 So that was a racist angle which was criticized. No protest was undertaken for that. It was criticized in newspaper for racial remarks against Shilpa Shetty, and she was kissed forcefully by the Bollywood actor. She wasn't consenting to that kiss, and yet she was kissed. That was against criticized. Yeah, hold on. I'm just clarifying, right?
And I would like to save you some time. मैंने रेफरेंस दिया था कि आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एक्ट्रेस हु वेंट टू द बिग ब्रदर शो. आई डिड नॉट से
दैट शिल्पा शेट्टी.
या और उसके मैंने किसिंग वाले इवेंट का बताया था कि देयर वाज अ होल राइल अप after that kissing event happened because not many people I'm assuming or I am not very knowledgeable about Bollywood movies. तो मैं एक रेफरेंस बना रहा था कि how she became prominent outside of Bollywood.
Why is this an important man? Why do you trivialize? It's the grave conversation. But some kissing, some happened, some BS happened. So,
yeah.
Why is this? I don't even understand this.
So the basic question was to you, KDG. Why are our people or the people of subcontinent so emotionally immature? कि कोई छोटी सी चीज होती है उसके ऊपर उन्हें सड़कें तोड़ देनी है, उन्होंने प्रोटेस्ट करने लग जाना है. Why?
I don't know. Somehow the Hindus, despite the fact they happen to be overwhelming majority, they feel they have some kind of a generational trauma. The repression of old centuries has not withered away. I mean, and the discrimination, and a result of which, after 1947, the reaction to so-called reclaim is very swift. All right, it's very swift. We have seen this, and especially after 2014. I mean, this is really expedited. Reclamation, it's the Babri Masjid, for example, 1990s, and then whole thing, the other mosque, that mosque, reclamation, this and that, changing the names of Allahabad to Prayag. I mean, so these things collectively, I mean, the minority feels a little bit, and then there's a call for Hindu Rashtra. We don't even know what is at stake in that. So the discrimination towards the Muslims, it contradicts the core values of Indian Constitution, and it lacks because there's a discrimination, and so there is no equality of opportunities. We have seen this, in terms of home ownership. We have seen in terms of how there's a massive problem in the cities. We have got these clusters. One area inhabited exclusively by the Muslims, the other area. Recently, there was a case wherein one Muslim doctor, I believe is a doctor, his wife, both educated. They got a house in a proper area, and people came to know they were Muslims. So collectively, the people got together, the other homeowners, and they saw to it that that couple is expelled from that area. So we have seen that they've been disproportionately exposed to institutional religious discriminations and policies, and the barriers to opportunities also. And there's such disparities. I mean, we have seen in terms of educations also. The transitions from madrasas to a secular institution also create issues because the students don't segue properly, and a student from a madrasa don't segue properly to a proper institution. So I mean, not only transitions, but the identity of a Muslim boy would feel more comfortable clubbing with his other Muslim friends. So I think the wedge between Muslims and non-Muslims, or Hindus versus Hindu and non-Hindu, happens to be widening, and it creates real pressures. It really creates pressures for the government on several fronts. Now, here is the interesting part. The government needs to have these propagandas alive because they need to keep the voters market throbbing. They help to consolidate the votes, and the voters are reminded the generations of oppression by Aurangzeb. So, I mean, we can write a complex literature on this. Seriously, a lot could be said about this. So, my friend, I mean, you skin this cat in any manner, the fairness is missing. Seriously. I can go on and on and on. What exactly is this? This Aurangzeb ka jo grave ka bhi chakkar chal raha hai, ki grave is not the problem. The problem is Aurangzeb was a symbol of Muslim supremacy in India. That's what it is. Ye ki Aurangzeb वो था, क्या बोलते हैं, निर्दयी था, he was cruel, वो तो बहाना है, वो तो बहाना है. I think we need to stop being dishonest. We need to be very honest, and we have to see the biggest problem we have is twofold problem. One, we have still not accepted Islam as a part of Indian heritage, and the second part is we have still not accepted that India was born in 1947. Once we accept these two things, that India was born in 1947, Islam happened to India, Muslims are here. Aurangzeb, for example, they would say is an outsider. Of course, he's not an outsider. Someone whose family has lived for 300 years is, of course, very Indian. So, dosto, I mean,
Aurangzeb was not 300 years old.
But he was genetically
I think
75%
when did
Indian.
Babar come? When did Babar come to India? From there, that
Yeah, but
Genetically,
Babar and Aurangzeb are
he
two
was
different
17.
no, when did his
Genetically,
forefather
he was
came to
75.
India?
So I would like to make a
No,
couple of
100%
points.
Wait a
Indian.
minute.
Please.
When did
I would
Babar
like to
come
make a
to
couple of
India?
points.
You
The whole Mughal Empire lasted 300 years.
Yeah, so that is fair. But Aurangzeb didn't last 300 years, right?
no, please understand what I'm saying. When did he
Yeah, I got
come?
your point,
Babar,
but can I make
Babar,
counterpoints?
wait a minute. Babar was the ancestor. Can anyone help me? Arrival of Babur in India and date of birth of Aurangzeb. That is the time.
1526, Babur came to India.
Babur. And then when was Aurangzeb born?
Some 1700.
Exactly. So he lived for 200 years, isn't it? The legacy of a
No,
man.
something
Listen.
around 1600.
So how many years is this? More than 100 years? No?
Yeah, more than 100.
More than
Babur
Yeah,
200.
close
son
to
was born.
240 years. The Mughal dynasty was close to 270 years. Yeah.
Okay. Babur's son was born here. Son was born here. Son was born here. Then son was Aurangzeb, isn't it? If I'm proper in this linear
Yeah,
progression.
he had
So
his
And
mother and grandmother both
and
were
his mothers were mostly
Rajputs.
Rajputs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his grandmother was Rajput.
So
His
to
mother was Rajput.
alienate, to call him to to push him.
no, but there is a counterpoint also which I'll come to. But if you allow me to make some counterpoints.
एक सेकंड मैं आपको ही मौका देने लगा हूँ. आई वांट टू ऐड समथिंग. 6 महीने के लिए देसी लोग जाते हैं इंग्लैंड या यूएस, उसके बाद ना अपने बच्चे को कहते हैं कि ये अब अमेरिकन और ब्रिटिश हो गया.
Right.
जी, यहाँ से कंटिन्यू करें जरा आप.
And not only this, in United States, for example, if you're born here, you become a citizen. You're a born citizen. Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So what happened is a lot of people have confusion about the Indian Constitution and the India Independence Act. It
There
is
was
still
no
there on
India
the.
in the
Allow
17th
me to
century.
allow me to complete. my
Let
point.
Andolan ji speak, and then Aditya, you can you or
And there
whoever.
was no more modern system of constitution. India
Allow
was
me
run
to
by
make my
ideas by
point.
Manu.
Allow me to make my point. Allow me to
Andolan
make my point. Yeah.
जी जी.
So, on 15th of August 1947, India got, away from the British rule. At the same time, on the same date, the country was divided into two parts, India and Pakistan. This was by virtue of India Independence Act 1947, which came into effect 15th of August 1947. If you read the 15th of August 1947 document, it clearly states Pakistan is the will and privilege of Muslims. India is the will and privilege of Hindus. That is written in India Independence Act 1947. The Constitution of India
That's
came.
false. That's false. Continue.
Holy crap, man! So should I speak or should I not speak?
That's a false
If
statement.
if that is a false statement,
never said that word. No.
KD, if this is false,
Let's put it up.
if this is false, I would retire from social media. Otherwise, you will.
I will retire from social media if what you're saying is right.
I'll just
Andolan ji, who wrote that?
it's called India Independence Act. It's still live on the UK Parliament website. The Britishers wrote that. It is signed by which is precisely the problem with you, Aditya, as well as KD. You guys don't know shit, and you speak a lot.
Andolan ji, I just have
Yeah,
a
the
simple
same
question.
people you
Why
say
are we
that
It is so there are three signatories. Just hear me out. There are just listen to me, my friend. It is signed by three people. It is signed by three people. Lord, would you listen, Aditya, or do you know everything? It is signed by 4 people: Mountbatten, Nehru, Jinnah, and one more person. Gandhi's name is mentioned, but he refused to sign it. This is clearly mentioned over there. I'll send you the entire set of fucking document. It is listed on UK's Parliament website even today. I'll send you excerpts from there.
Do share. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aditya. But Andolan ji, even though whatever that document is,
But can I make my point?
okay.
Which is precisely the problem.
I have
Allow me to make my point.
Act in front of me. Give me the line.
I'll give it to you.
Give me the line.
I'll tell if I'm putting you a challenge that I would retire from social media if I don't show you this.
Give me the line.
Yeah. So just hold on, but I'll first finish my point. No, I'll first finish my point and then come.
Don't make false statement.
Right. No, but this is on air. If I send you excerpts, if I send you the link and excerpts that's there on my timeline,
I have the act.
that I know you have the fucking act.
I have the ad.
Just shut up for a moment. When I
No,
said
shut
I'll
up.
make you retire from social media, I
That's
will.
fine. I'm looking at the ad.
I will make you retire from social media, and I will.
That's
There
fine.
is a tweet on my timeline, but fucking let me complete. Don't
I'll
distract.
complete. Go ahead.
Andolanji, mind the appeal words, please.
It's all
And
right. It's
Yeah, I
okay.
bind the words, but I've been repeating thrice, 4 times, 5 times. Every time I speak a single point, either Aditya intervenes or KD.
Andolanji, one
We will
second,
retire
You
from this show.
blatantly
We
lie
will
here.
retire from the
That's
show.
why.
Guys,
Only one
calm down.
minute.
1 second, please. So let Andolanji speak. Nobody interrupts, and then everyone can rebut. Whoever has a disagreement, अब बीच में ना कोई बोले. और दूसरी चीज, Abhishek is also here. We would like to hear from him. So this is what the procedure is going to be. We're going to go to Andolanji. Whatever he says, once he's complete, I'll go to KDG and then Aditya, and then we have Abhishek. So,
Yeah,
Andolanji, please go ahead and quickly do it. Go through your
yeah,
points. No one will interrupt you.
sure. So, Pakistan was envisaged as a Muslim state. It is mentioned in India Independence Act, signed by Nehru, Mountbatten, and Jinnah. And India was envisaged as the will and administration of Hindus. The Hindus of India, with the collective consciousness, showed magnanimity to make room for Muslims, despite a proportionate amount of land was already given to Muslims in proportion to their population, roughly 30% at that time, give or take 1% here or there. Now, over a period of time, from India's independence till date, the Islamic mode of governance was tried to be dominated in India by enlarging its scope again and again and again, despite of the fact that for Islamic governance, a separate piece of land was given. And assuming whosoever wanted to live in Islamic regime would either have moved to Pakistan or the West, East or West Pakistan. And whosoever, it is claimed that people remained in India by choice, they remained in India by choice, and that India where the will and governance was for Hindus. It was the magnanimity of the Hindus to accommodate in the constitution everybody as part of the constitution, allowed them to practice their religion freely and practice upon them, and even made temporary provisions like Muslim personal law, etc., till the time a common law was to be put in place, so that people can adjust over a period of time. But what happened? There were acts after acts to placate Muslims, and somebody was telling कि Hindu has to be voting and vote bank has to be created out of Hindus. If you look at most of the elections which has happened in the last 10 years, the only lobby which has worked as a vote bank, 90%, 88%, 92%, 94%, 79%, is the Muslim vote bank lobby. This is not the kind of vote bank that Hindus vote towards any party. Only Muslims have voted as a vote bank 85%, 90%, 89%, 92%. Election after
Brahmins also
election.
do the same way.
No, no, hold on. Aditya, if you have to make a point, I am sure Shaji will give you time to do that, right? So when you talk about Hindu as a lobby, there is no voting lobby because Hindu don't vote 90% one way. They vote on various
Brahmins
matters. They
do.
don't have real. चलिए ठीक है आप बोल लीजिए.
No, no, no. Aditya, you need to calm down. Andolanji, go ahead, complete, and then KT.
हाँ, अब मुझे ये पता नहीं if Aditya believes Brahmins are not Hindus, so that's a different discussion altogether. But Hindus don't vote as an en bloc, and if there is a consolidation or in a democracy where people are saying that vote for me for XYZ reasons, so acts like the Waqf Act, which was passed in 2013 under the Congress regime, where the Waqf board can go claim any land and carte blanche have it without any resistance. And if somebody had to file an appeal, it has to file an appeal with tribunal of Waqf board, not in a normal court. So these level of Islamization of laws were being made, which triggered people that if we have already given land for Islamic governance model, if we already have accommodated people so that they can practice their faith freely, why is an Islamic jurisprudence interfering in the normal people's life? why it is affecting life of an Hindu, why it is affecting life of a Sikh, why it is affecting life of a tribal. And that's where people started realizing that this is the kind of vote ecosystem which is raising, and that's where the entire discontent is. Problem is not with the Muslims are staying in this country from last 75 years, they will continue to live here. The problem is with the Islamization of the policy framework, which people do not accept.
पहले तो आप लोग इतनी कोशिश कर रहे थे आंदोलन जी को रीबट करने के लिए, अब केडी जी बोलिए, you heard आंदोलन जी and then Aditya, and then we need to move to Abhishek. KD ji is not here, so we'll go to Aditya. Aditya.
देखो, first of all, हमें ये चीज है ना,
Hey,
Indians
I'm sorry. Aditya, hold on. Go after me. It's important. I think you will compliment.
जी
rather,
बोलिए
yeah,
केडी जी.
you will definitely compliment me, or compliment my statement. I mean, not compliment in a praising way, but add something to it. I have Indian Independence Act 1947 open before me. I want to share a copy in the. Can't share. Give me 1 second.
Give
Give me 1 second. It's 22 pages. It's not a big one, and
मैं आपके लिए शेयर कर देता हूँ, आप
आज
ऐसा
मैंने
करें.
शेयर कर दिया.
अरे कहाँ शेयर करो, वो आंदोलन जी को मिलेगा ही नहीं. आप YouTube पे शेयर करोगे उन्हें मिलेगा
Okay,
नहीं.
now
आप यहाँ पे
first
chat
of
में
all,
डालोगे, उन्हें मिलेगा नहीं.
I think he needs to understand the conceptual framework of an act. This is how laws are. Act means law. And whose law was this? This is the law. I think he escaped. He left. The law was made by the English people. Neither Mahatma Gandhi, nor Nehru, nor Jinnah were lawmakers of England. So how would they fucking sign the piece of paper? It's a law declared by Parliament of England. So it has to be something by them. It has nothing to do. India Independent Act does not need an approbation to become a law. They have to follow a local municipal procedure for their laws. England का law था, England का जो तरीका है वही होता है. And as far as my memory goes, if I recall it properly, these people were not Gandhi, they were not citizens, nor were they the highest authority of England to provide any approbation. India Independence Act, I'm looking at it, it does not anywhere say that for Muslims we have created Pakistan, and for Hindus we have created Hindustan, or leftover is Hindustan. Be it enacted by the King's most excellent majesty, by and with the advice and consent of the Lords, spiritual and temporal, and commons in this present Parliament assembled, and by the authority the same as follows. ठीक है? As from the 15th day of August, 1947, two independent dominions shall be set up in India to be known respectively as India and Pakistan. Nowhere do they qualify that dominion as a Muslim dominion or a Hindu dominion. I think it's shameful, Andolan, that you taint a record of this type to make it self-serving. Do not tamper with paperwork like this, especially when this is a public document. Read before you speak. So
Okay.
this is anyway. I would just keep quiet now, and
Can I rebut this?
it's very upsetting.
Yeah. You would have to retire from social media.
You
I'm showing
show
you.
me the act.
That's precisely what I'm saying.
No, two responsibilities before
I've
you.
done it. Already done it. I've
Two
already done it, my friend. Legal.
No.
If you listen to me,
Don't
I've
produce
already
an
done
ex
that.
paper. Don't produce an ex paper.
Just hold on. Just hold on. Just hold on. Just listen to me. You said
Yeah.
your point, right? You said you're gonna. Okay. So I'm reading out. I have marked you on Twitter. I have put it in chat, my Twitter thread on exactly the same subject. Okay, I have,
Okay, give us
just hold.
yeah.
What happened? I can't see. I hear any of you. Hello.
Yeah, Shaji, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so I was quoting from the India Independence Act. Therefore, in this bill today, the dominion of
You're not audible again. You lost voice, Andolanji.
uh, am I audible now?
Yes, you are now.
Okay, I'm actually reading, so toggling between screens, and this is it is on the Twitter thread with the link to Parliament. Am I audible?
Yeah, if you give send me the link, I can share it on the screen for you guys.
All right, do me a favor. Can you read it together with Andolan? Yar Shajay, just do me a favor. In tandem, please. Go ahead. Both of
Go
you
ahead.
read it together. We really want to be on the same page as is Andolan, because I have
Yeah.
problems with this.
So Andolanji, can you share the link
Act.
in the
I want to see the act, the law, the act.
Yeah, my friend, I have put, I marked the copy on Twitter. I put it on chat. Just
It's
open the
not
Twitter
there. I
link.
don't see a copy of the act there.
I'm just
Boss, in the first tweet, there is a link.
I saw the link, but there is no act there. I want to see the act, the law.
Yes, just go and see the
Are you
bill, which
sharing
was signed
Are
by.
you sharing gossips? Are you
Hold
sharing
on.
news talk?
You're shouting. You're shouting
Yeah,
because you have to retire
sharing
from the
news
social
talk?
media.
No.
Because
brother.
you will have to retire from social media, so you're shouting. My tweet has the link. I'm giving you the. I'm spelling out the link as well. API.parliament.
Okay.
When I open the link, it takes me to India Independence Bill.
एक मिनट आंदोलन भाई एक सेकंड
अरे आंदोलन जी आपको बिल और एक्ट में फर्क पता है?
बिल मैं चाहता हूँ यार Madhu, are you there? Can you hear me? I don't see Shaji. Shaji, you there?
Yeah.
Madhu,
Yes,
do me a
I'm here.
favor. Can you read the act with Andalan Bhai? I want to. I don't know where he's reading from. I open the act and let's go.
मैं वो खोलने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ केडी भाई, लेकिन आपका जो पीडीएफ है वो खुल नहीं रहा है. You need to send me.
मेरा लिंक खुला साजे, मेरा लिंक खुला.
आपका लिंक खुल रहा है. आपका लिंक मैं लगाऊं?
Yes. हाँ, मेरा लिंक लगा दीजिए. मेरा लिंक आप लगा दियो.
एक सेकंड.
Yeah, Katie, let me speak, man. You said you're gonna stop. Let me read that line out.
1 second. Give me now. Look at this legislation.gov.uk. मैंने शाहजय मैंने इस पर लगाया private chat पर please open the link.
Yeah. एक बार आप मेरा लिंक.
Open this.
अरे यार, Katie, you're not letting me speak.
No. We want to read it together.
No.
Like in the original font also. KD, your link looks like in the original font also. Looks
Yeah.
like something
Our
from
boss, the
1940s.
link I have sent is also. Boss,
हम दोनों के लिंक चेक कर रहे हैं. रुक जाएं. I'm just adding that to the screen.
This is the act, isn't it?
yes, this is the act.
Give me 1 second.
And there is a.
Yeah.
Katie, just listen. Just listen. You have to listen.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So there is an Indian constitution. Whenever you want to understand the constitution, you go through the drafting committee minutes, which is provided into the.
This draft
That's
was
the law. Oh my
Indians. The
Oh my God.
British were writing it.
No, but this is if no, hold on. This I'm quoting from api.parliament.uk. Right? This is no, hold on, Katie. This is very unfair conversation. This is a very unfair conversation. You being a lawyer. नहीं, पर केडी नहीं, ये गलत है. ये बुली कर रहे हो यार. ये तो बुली कर रहे हो. ये जो बेवकूफी की तरह हंसना होता है ना, ये बुली करना होता है कन्वर्सेशन में. You said I am putting the link. You said you are putting the link and you will shut up. But you're not.
अच्छा ठीक है, आप चलो मैं आप बोल लीजिए अब. ठीक है, मैं चुप हूँ. आप ये लिंक सहजे
So
भाई
I have put in the link.
डाल दिया
I
मैंने
have put in the link. I have put in the link.
This will unlock.
API.parliament. Holy fuck, man! Would you shut up?
I'm shut up.
I have
जी
put in the link.
यार आपका लिंक लगाऊं मैं आपका लिंक लगा देता
हाँ,
हूँ
मेरा लिंक लगा दीजिए.
आपका
हाँ.
लिंक लगा देते हैं और फिर उसके बाद आफ्टर योर लिंक इज डन वी आर गोइंग टू गो टू केटी बाई's लिंक
Yes, yes, definitely you can go.
ठीक है
So
लेकिन
this
you
is
guys all have to be calm while I'm doing it. I'm just going to go through it. There goes Andolan bhai's link and there it is. आ गया जी
ये साइट का नाम आप बता दीजिए शाले जी.
जी ये ऊपर साइट का नाम आ रहा है
हाँ.
ठीक है
बता दीजिए
नजर
आप अपने मुंह से बता दीजिए.
जी so it's apiparliament.uk.
Okay. So this is the parliament site of, and the name of the bill is India Independence Bill. This is the bill which got signed between Mountbatten, Nehru, Jinnah, and one more person. I don't recall the name of the person. The Jinnah's name is mentioned thrice in this. Nehru's name is mentioned thrice in this. This is what was agreed, basis which the draft of India Independence Act was prepared. Now, this includes very clear articulation why this was happening, and I'm reading that out. Just give me 1 second.
जी आप मुझे बताएं कि कहाँ से
मैं
ताकि
मैं मैं
बता रहा हूँ
मैं वही निकाल रहा हूँ. 1 सेकंड आप मुझे दे दीजिए. मैंने इसका अपने ट्विटर लिंक में एक्सट्रैक्ट लगाया हुआ है. पेज नंबर भी बता देता हूँ आपको.
जी पेज नंबर बता दीजिए
अच्छा जब बिल को साइन कर देते हैं तो इट बिकम्स अ एक्ट ना केडी भाई इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग सो
जी
व्हाई आर
केडी
वी नॉट रीडिंग द एक्ट एंड वी आर रीडिंग द बिल
आई डोंट नो बट लेट्स जस्ट गो थ्रू इट एंड देन केडी भाई के साथ वो हम
हाँ.
एक्ट के थ्रू चलते हैं
अब
जी
इसमें आप कंट्रोल F करो इस डॉक्यूमेंट में और हिंदू टाइप करो. मेरे ख्याल से 6 या 7 बार हिंदू आया, उसमें से एक में ये आपको मिल जाएगी लाइन. 1 सेकंड रुको. मैं चूंकि उस पे नहीं हूँ. 1 सेकंड. तब भी इस पे भी सर्च फीचर होना चाहिए. जस्ट गिव मी सेकंड.
जी या आप मुझे उसका एब्स्ट्रैक्ट काट के भेज दें तो मैं
वो
वही
मैंने ट्विटर पे जो मेरा थ्रेड लगा हुआ है ना, उसके एक्सट्रैक्ट पे
अरे
आप कंट्रोल F करिए.
सहजे भाई सहजे आप अपनी तरफ से है ना कंट्रोल एफ कीजिए या फिर कमांड इफ यू हैव एन एप्पल वन जस्ट यूज द वर्ड द कमांड use the command okay command F and just see the type of word Muslims or Hindu because that will provide us what he's trying to say. This is talks. This is people talking. The lawmakers talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
हाँ जी आपका ट्विटर पोस्ट शेयर हो गया है यहाँ पे आपने किया हुआ है उसको
थर्ड
हाँ, उस
पॉइंट
पे
पे आ जाए
नंबर थर्ड पॉइंट पे ये एक्सट्रैक्ट इससे काट के लगाया. अगर आप कंट्रोल F भी करोगे तो वो आपको मिल जाएगा उस बिल में. हाँ,
ये आ गया
yes.
Therefore, in the bill today, the dominion of India may be regarded as an expansion of desire for self-government
Expression
in India. And the dominion of Pakistan as the expression of demand for self-government by Muslims. इसी की बात कर रहे हैं आप?
Yes, that's right.
जी तो केडी भाई it's in front, so that's the act, and in that
It's not an
what
act, it's a bill. It's written in the same point also. It's a bill.
yeah it's a
No, but
thing.
that's fine. ये कहता है हम ये चाहते हैं ठीक है. अब हुआ क्या चाहते तो
ये चाहते नहीं है. नहीं, इसमें केडी भाई इसमें हुआ ये नहीं. इसमें ये हुआ, ये बिल जो है ये साइन हुआ 4 पार्टी में. लॉर्ड माउंटबेटन ने साइन करा, नेहरू ने साइन करा और जिन्ना ने साइन करा. तो इस बिल के बेसिस पे ये कमेंट्री है कि ये एग्रीड हुआ. उसके बेसिस पे जैसे केडी भाई
पार्लियामेंट जो वहां की पार्लियामेंट है
नहीं केडी भाई मेरी बात तो सुन लो. ये पार्लियामेंट से वेट होने के बाद बिल आया. इन तीनों ने इस पे कंकरेंस करा. जैसे आप कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाते हो तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के किसी प्रोविजन का मतलब क्या है, बैकग्राउंड क्या है, वो आपको उसके डिटेल्स और डिस्कशन से आता है. तो एक्सप्रेशन जो था, जो एग्रीमेंट था, वो ये था कि एक जो हिंदू डोमिनियन है, वो इंडिया जो है वो हिंदू की एक्सप्रेशन गवर्नेंस की रहेगी और पाकिस्तान में मुस्लिम की एक्सप्रेशन रहेगी गवर्नेंस की. दिस इज द इंटेंट ऑफ द बिल.
लेकिन फिर इस पे जो एक्ट पास हुआ, आई एम गोइंग टू गो टू दैट अगेन.
एक्ट इज लीगल प्रोविजंस. एक्ट में क्या होता है शाहजे, कि ये होगा तो ये होगा, ये होगा तो ये
बिल
होगा.
में जानते हो क्या
ये
होता है? बिल में जो है एडिटिंग होती है ताकि वो एक्ट बन पाए. बिल में
नहीं, ये एडिटिंग वाला बिल नहीं है. ये एग्रीड वाला बिल है भाई साहब. ये डिस्कशन को ही इसमें लिया गया है बिल में.
Oh my God.
हाँ, मुझे पता है.
कंसेंसस बनती है ताकि वो एक्ट में लिखा जा सके.
बिल्कुल एक्ट में लिखा जा सके, लेकिन बिल में जब ये जो फ्रेमिंग हुई है और जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पे भी है,
लीगल पेपर.
it is a legal paper. That is why it is deciding on the parliament. That is why it was signed by 4 parties. Nehru, Jinnah and this thing. हाँ, तो ये इस पे ये जो बिल है, ये फाइनलिटी
I
है.
want to see the
साइंड
signature
वाला
page
है.
now. I want to see the signature page now of this
सिग्नेचर
bill.
पेज. हाँ हाँ, वो आप यूके की पार्लियामेंट की वेबसाइट. हाँ
हाँ हाँ, वो भेजो आप.
वो वे सिग्नेचर भी दिखा दो. थोड़ा सा चल रही है तो मैं हैरान हूँ, एक दूसरे देश का बंदा बिल पर साइन करेगा. दूसरे
नहीं,
देश
पर
का
ये
बंदा
एग्रीमेंट हो रहा है ना, दूसरे देश का नहीं. अब आप ये समझो हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे. हाँ, हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे, हो क्या रहा है केडी भाई यहाँ पे. हो ये आदित्य, अब तुम्हें लीगल नॉलेज नहीं है. यू जस्ट कीप क्वाइट. लेट मी एंड केडी डिस्कस, राइट?
The same paper signed by Nehru. Share that.
Yes, it is signed by Nehru, Jinnah and Mountbatten and one more guy.
ये तो PDF फाइल है.
अरे यार, अब आदित्य, can you hold on for a minute? You have zero amount of legal knowledge. I can discuss this with KD, right? KD is speaking on your behalf, right?
KD जी ले आप बोलिए यार, वो आप ज़रा.
Why do you guys need to bully 5 people into a conversation?
पर मैं ये उसका पूरा है ना, पूरा शाहजय, डू मी ए फेवर, इस बिल को फिर से खोलना और उसका पैराग्राफ, वो उसको पूरा, मैं पूरा पेज देखना चाहता हूँ. उस पर कहाँ पर है वो, नीचे किसकी क्या सिग्नेचर है. वी वांट टू सी दिस. कैन यू पुट इट बैक और नीचे स्क्रॉल डाउन.
ओके,
स्क्रॉल डाउन. ओके, जस्ट गो डाउन.
आप इस पे कि हिंदू करो या एक्सप्रेशन करो, तो वो आपको मिल जाएगा सीधे पैराग्राफ पे.
अरे यार, ये दिस इज नॉट स्क्रॉलिंग डाउन. ये क्या है, ये कटा हुआ पूरा. मैं सी दैट
अभी आ रहा है. सिस्टम इज अ बिट स्लो ऑफ स्क्रीनिंग.
ओके. एक सेकंड में नाम देखना चाह रहा था, कौन बोल रहा है ये.
जी देखें.
There are no signatures at the bottom, by the way.
एक सेकंड में नाम में देख रहा हूँ ना, बोल कौन रहे हैं. मोल्सन. ओके. Wait. I'm not one of those who believe that only the Muslims decide the same way. But the great difference it worked out was that whereas the Hindus thought of the British as the alien oppressors, the Muslims tend to look in the future to fear the Hindus would be the alien oppressors over them. Therefore, in this bill, the dominion may be regarded as the expression desire of self-government of Hindus in India and Dominion Pakistan expression demand of Kashmir. I think one may say a word of regret. The partition has become government. Okay, can we press the brought in India? Unifications of country was the greatest. All right, let's go down now. Self-government. Good. Okay. Keep going down. Keep going down.
Mr. Carmichael.
The interesting part is this. It's a white man speaking about something they want to do, but it is not. It's not a Hindu or a Muslim speaking there, but of course, because they're not the lawmakers of England at that point. I mean, I think they were never a lawmaker. Were they member of parliament? I don't think so.
No,
Jinnah was not a member of British Parliament.
So
Mahatma Gandhi was not. Give me one second. Nehru was not a part.
No, he
give
was
me
not.
1 second. Yeah, it's a Christian man. He's speaking his mind. And then Glasgow, this guy, what's his name? Carmichael also he has some say.
So just do one more search. put up the name of Nehru or Jinnah and do a search. It clearly mentions Nehru agrees to it, Jinnah agrees to it, Gandhi refuses to sign.
Refuses to sign a bill?
Yes, Gandhi
Something is
refuses to
not right
accept.
with the ship, man.
Yes.
They-
So Katie, try to understand what's happening out there.
No, no, no.
They are
I
going to
know,
move
I
out
know
of
what is
India.
happening. I know what is happening. So, yeah. So what came out? Okay, we have done this. Can you go down, scroll down? I want to see what is. How does it end, my friend? Just keep going down. Questions put and agreed to. Bill read the third time and passed. Okay, orders of the day, forward privilege. So that's all. All right. All right.
Yep, that's
So
all.
this is what these people are discussing. What was finally decided? What came out? Let's look into it. Put up my paperwork, please.
Yeah, I'm just
The
putting
India
it.
Independence Act.
Hmm, I'm-
These are the talks in the parliament. The Gora log baat karta hai, but Gore log ne kya? This is the law. This is the final
नहीं
piece.
इसमें बिल
That's the final
एक
piece.
Katie, just no, hold on, just one correction.
Do you deny this? Do you
hold on.
deny
Just
this?
allow
that
me to
it's
make
not
a
the
point.
final piece.
Allow me to
Just answer
make a
the
point.
question. Do you agree?
Don't
that
bully.
this is final?
Don't bully.
I'm not
Katie,
bullying.
don't bully.
I'm asking you.
No, you are.
Is this
You
the
are.
final piece?
You're bullying. Allow me to make a point. Allow me to make a point. Go back to the
my
bill.
God. All right.
Go back to the bill. Go back to the bill. Type the name of Nehru, Jinnah, or Gandhi. It mentions in the bill Nehru, Jinnah agrees to this. Gandhi does not.
Signed by all the parties, isn't it? That's what he said.
It is signed by all the parties. This precise document. It is held in the the museum, and
Yeah,
it was
I don't know what
also
you
in.
changed. Initially,
Hold
you said
on,
the law.
Katie, you
But
you
now-
again are trying to bully, right? You again are trying to bully. You
Yeah.
again are trying to bully,
That's
and since you
funny.
do not have an argument, you are laughing inconsolably,
Oh
right?
my
And
God.
you're trying to not let me raise the point.
Oh my God, that's a
You
bullshit.
read,
Katie,
you
it
read.
sounds like a parliament discussion. How can people be
This is
signing
like
it?
Indian Parliament ruckus. That's a fucking
And people
fun
are
Indian.
signing
It is
yeah.
not a ruckus. It is a bill. Note the last line of the bill. What was the last line of the bill, Katie?
I don't care.
Can you read it out
I
for
see
me?
the law.
No,
I see
don't
the
bully.
law.
Read the last line of the bill. What
you
was the
see-
last line of the bill?
Did you see your interpretation
It
so
is
fucking dubious?
no, hold on, my friend. What was the last line of the bill?
Oh my God.
You just read it, right?
Yeah, I read. That's a bill. That's gossip. That's talks. These are talks. But let's look at the law finally. What was the
So
piece?
every time when you have to, every time
Bill
you have
is
to
not
interpret
there.
the
Yeah,
law,
bill ki
you
baat
have to
hai.
look at the talks.
And
Look at the
Andolan,
law.
just
So
wait.
Nehru was signing
Hold on, guys.
All right.
So it's only fair कि हम KD जी के भी document के through जाएं the Indian Independence
Yeah,
Act.
Perfectly all right.
Exactly.
If the act says other than completely rejects the bill, act will be supreme. I agree. If act
The bill is
rejects,
Funny
if
guy,
act
very funny.
rejects,
Very, very
if
funny.
act rejects, if act specifically rejects, then the act will be
Oh my
supreme.
God.
Bill
Oh my
will
God.
the Kerry, isn't that the case? If act expressly rejects what written in the bill, act will be supreme. I'm saying the same point what you're saying.
Reject what was written in a bill.
Yes, it would act if act specifically
yeah.
rejects
Reject the
what's written in the bill.
the bill.
That means that it countered the bill's intention. Otherwise, not.
G, KD by what page do you want me to go to?
Okay. All right, gentlemen, give me 1 second. We will speak like law students, okay?
Yeah. So what page do I go to?
Give me 1 second. Let's look at now page 1. Let's start opening our page, okay?
Page 1 is blank.
Okay, go to page 2. Start with it, okay?
Okay, so there we go. That's page 2.
Yeah.
an act to make provision for setting up India of two independent dominions to substitute other provisions for certain provisions of Government of India Act 1935, which apply outside those dominions, and to provide for other matters consequential on or connected with the setting up of those dominions. So that was on the 18th of July.
Exactly. Now you go down, be it enacted. Now, you see that the first one that tells everything. That's it's open and shut case. Number one, sub one. Okay. As for the 15th day of August 1900. Okay. Two independent dominions shall be set up in India to be known as India and Pakistan. All right. This word India or Pakistan is not defined, is not qualified by any prefix like Hindu or a Muslim. You read the entire bill. I don't need to. And my position is further buttressed by, bolstered by what President Jinnah said to the first Constitutional Assembly of Pakistan. I put up can you put the first Constitutional Assembly, the first.
Can we finish this and then we move forward?
I'm done. There's nothing Hindu Muslim.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah,
Oh,
but done with
okay,
this.
fair enough. Okay,
hold
fair
on.
enough. Fair enough.
None-
If
Okay.
you're done with this point, I want to make a small
Now
counter.
go to the constitutional President Jinnah's
No,
address.
before we go into Jinnah's
No,
Act, can we
wait
close
a
this
minute.
India Independence Act and bill?
Yeah, India bill means nothing. It's the act.
No, hold on. That's your viewpoint, but allow me to make a small point and then you can move.
This is
No,
the law.
okay,
Bill
fair
is not
enough.
the law.
Again, you're trying to bully,
No,
right?
I'm not trying to
Again,
bully.
you're trying to bully.
That
Yes.
happens to be the legal standing. You can't say.
Yeah. No, hold on, my friend. Hold on. Just listen to people, right?
All right.
In
I'm gonna
this
go away.
act,
I'm tired of this.
you have to be tired about that because you have to retire from the social media also.
Yeah,
right?
That's what you think. Yeah.
Hold on. Listen.
Shameless
Does
man.
this-
You're so fucking illiterate, a man, and you're aggressive.
This is called bullying.
This is so
This is called
ignominious.
bullying.
No, it's so bad.
This is called bullying.
You have no clue.
This is called bullying. This is called bullying.
Look at the
When
act.
you lose a point,
This is the law.
when you lose a point,
you need to
when you lose a point, when you lose a point, you don't let someone else speak.
Then
When you lose a point, you try to run away.
You promised you would give up. Social media.
Yes.
Give up
No.
now.
Why would I give up?
Give
You
up.
have to give
Give
up,
up,
my
because
friend.
this
You
is
have
the
to give
law.
up.
Now, India
No.
Independence Act.
What
you
is the law?
started-
Does India Independence Act
He
says that
started-
India has to be
he
a secular
started
country?
by saying the act, India Independence Act.
No, hold on.
Recall his
No, hold
words.
on.
Recall his
No,
words. This is the law.
KD,
But anyway.
you have KD. Does the law says India has to be a secular country?
I don't want to argue with you anymore. I'm done with this, man.
Because you
Look at the
cannot.
Constitutional
Because
Assembly
you
address.
don't because you've conceded the point.
In the first
Please.
5 minutes,
Because you conceded.
I'm not conceding it.
You conceded.
You're garbage.
You have lost the point.
आंदोलन
Saturday.
तुम्हें अरे आदित्य ये बुली होता है तीन आदमी जब एक पॉइंट को पुश करते हैं ना उसको बुलिंग बोलते हैं
करता है हिंदुओं के लिए
बिल्कुल फ्लॉन्ट नहीं करता है आप जो अपना लीगल क्रेडेंशियल फ्लॉन्ट करते हो ना सुबह शाम तक आप जो अपना लीगल क्रेडेंशियल सुबह से शाम तक फ्लॉन्ट करते हो उसको ऑनेस्टली डिस्प्ले नहीं कर पाते हो
Wait a minute. What was the real impression?
Does the act says that India is gonna be secular?
By President Jinnah. Look at his mind. It's very
Fuck
clear.
Jinnah. Don't move away from Indian Independence Act and bill.
No.
Close that point.
See, Pakistan,
Then move forward to Constitution.
The first man of Pakistan, President Jinnah, was
You-
very clear. What? No.
You are triggered.
That's
You are
not
triggered
true. I'm
because
not
you know
triggered.
you have
You're
lost the
talking
point.
nonsense. Garbage.
I am. You are not allowing me to talk.
All right.
Every time you spoke,
No, I have to talk like you.
I put.
No, absolutely unrelenting. I have to speak like you, okay? Jaje, can you take care of this man now? Can you go to President Jinnah's speech now? Because that will tell what Pakistan was all about. It
Yeah,
is
so-
very beautiful. It's a masterpiece. what President Jinnah said. It's the
Can I make one point before we move to Constitution of
No,
Pakistan?
there is the starting and the end point.
Can I make one point before we move to Constitution and Jinnah and why KD is running away from this discussion?
I'm not running away. What are you talking, stupid? I'm not running away. Shame on you. You initially started saying the act was signed. There was the Independence Act, Pakistan for Muslims, and for Hindus is Hindustan. You saw that word does not qualify the act. Then you said, "Oh, it's somewhere in the. It's signed by Jinnah, and it's not signed by any of the parties." National Assembly.
I want to make one point after you have done blabbering.
Let me finish.
You are running away from a conversation. You finished 15 minutes back. Now you're blabbering.
Let the documents finish and then we can all comment.
Look at the Constituent Assembly. Do me a favor. Can you read this masterpiece? This is my guru, Swami Ranganath Nanda. That's why he sought blessings from my guru, Swami Ranganath Nanda. Ranganath Nanda in Karachi had the Ramakrishna mission at that point. And Mama Jinnah, he never used to touch anyone's feet, but he did touch feet of Swami Ranganath Nanda. He was a great monk. And I was lucky enough to know him and get his blessings. Can you just do me a favor? Can you read this with me? Because this is a masterpiece. This is the spirit that constituted Pakistan. I'm not talking about Pakistan has become today, but what was behind Pakistan. So this will illustrate, amplify the impressions and feelings of minorities. Go ahead, read it from the beginning.
So, address of the founder of Pakistan, Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, on 11th of August 1947 to First Constituent Assembly. Mr. President, that's how he's referring to him. Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, ladies and gentlemen, I cordially thank you with the utmost sincerity for the honor you have conferred upon me. The greatest honor that it is possible for this sovereign assembly to confer. By electing me as your first president, I also thank those leaders who have spoken in the appreciation of my services and their personal references to me. I sincerely hope that with your support and your cooperation, we shall make this Constituent Assembly an example to the world. The Constituent Assembly has got two main functions to perform. The first is the very onerous and responsible task of framing our future constitution of Pakistan, and the second of functioning as a full, complete sovereign body as a federal legislature of Pakistan. We have to do the best we can in adopting a provincial constitution for federal legislature of Pakistan. You know really that not only we ourselves are wondering, but I think that whole world is wondering at this unprecedented colonic revolution, cyclonic revolution, not colonic revolution, I apologize for that, which has brought about plan of establishing two independent sovereign dominions in the subcontinent. I think this is very pretty much clear in regards to what the point.
Can you continue reading? Continue reading. Just two paragraphs after this. Continue reading, please.
Okay. As it is, it has been unprecedented. There is no parallel in history of the world. This mighty subcontinent with all kinds of inhabitants has been brought under a plan which is titanic, unknown, unparalleled. And what is very important with regards to this is that we have achieved it peacefully and by means of revolution of greatest possible character. अगला वाला पार्ट आप पढ़ लें दुल्हन जी.
नहीं मेरे पास खुला हुआ नहीं है, पढ़ दीजिए, पूरा पढ़ दीजिए,
सामने स्क्रीन पे
कोई
नजर
फर्क
आ
नहीं। अच्छा ये मैं, अच्छा स्क्रीन पे लिख रहा है, पर मैं इसको इनलार्ज करता हूँ। ये कहाँ तक पढ़ा था आपने? हाँ
जी,
ब्लैक मार्क, हाँ द नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट स्ट्राइक मी इज हियर, कहाँ तक पढ़ा था आपने?
ये ले मैंने हाईलाइट कर दिया।
एक सेकंड,
डीलिंग विद
मैं
सर,
एक्चुअली
चले मैं
मैं
ही पढ़
एक्चुअली
लेता
मोबाइल पे
हूँ,
हूँ,
वो बड़ी
आप मैं
मैं ही
एक्चुअली मोबाइल पे हूँ ना, तो मुझे हाँ वो थोड़ा सा, या तो मुझे 5 मिनट दे, मैं हाँ,
Dan,
पूरी
let
स्पीच
me
पढ़ दूंगा
summarize.
जितना
Okay,
सा।
let's
नहीं
let
नहीं,
me
डोंट
summarize
समराइज
it.
केडी, डोंट समराइज, डोंट
No,
समराइज,
make it easy.
डोंट
Let
समराइज
me make it easy.
केडी, डोंट बुली, नो
Let
डोंट
me
मेक इट
make it
इजी,
easy.
लेट इट बी रेड, नो डोंट डू इट, डोंट डू इट,
Don't
डोंट डू
don't
इट।
don't. Guys, I'll read it. Dealing with our first function in the assembly, I cannot make it well considered pronouncement at this moment, but I shall say a few things as they occur to me. The first and the foremost thing that I would like to emphasize is this: remember that you are now a sovereign legislative body and you have got all the powers.
Okay,
ठीक है,
can you do me a favor? Can you start reading from the last two paragraphs? This is end. His end. His end. Now, I think we should second last paragraph. 2 lines. Look at this great man, what he said.
Now, I think we should keep that in front of us as our ideal. You will find that in course of time, Hindus would cease to be Hindus and Muslims would cease to be Muslims. Not in the religious sense, because that is the personal faith of each individual, but in a political sense as citizens of the state.
Beautiful. Ultimate. Ultimate. He was against, he didn't want rather he speaks about it for all the minorities who feels they could be oppressed, overwhelming, that they could suffer any sufferance. So for them, the reprieve was Pakistan. But anyway, this is how these people were thinking about.
नो
Now,
होल्ड ऑन, होल्ड
I
ऑन, होल्ड
want
ऑन, होल्ड ऑन, होल्ड ऑन, केडी,
क्या उस पे तुम इस तरह की बातें करोगे?
केडी,
मैं
मैं एक सेकंड, आप मैं अब मुझे एक पॉइंट, आपने कहा ये पढ़ लो,
I'm gonna go.
आपने कहा ब्यूटीफुल है, पढ़ लेने दो,
मैं
बट
तो
मुझे एक बार
मैं
काउंटर तो
चाय
करने दो
बनाता
यार,
हूँ, मेरी
मुझे
बात
2
सुनो।
लाइन तुम नहीं बोलने दे रहे हो यार।
आंदोलन भाई, आप करिए, पूरा आपका स्टेज है, आप करिए सर।
हाँ
मैं
हाँ,
I'm gonna
मतलब
leave now. It
हाँ,
was beautiful.
नहीं, डोंट लीव बी हियर फॉर 2 मिनट्स, लिसन टू 2 पॉइंट्स।
Wait a second.
Sajay would summarize. Ultimately,
No,
he
no,
will
but
tell us wherever.
you cannot
You see, the whole
right.
point is to find the truth. We're not here to defeat each other.
Yeah,
We're rather on a
which is
quest.
precise. But you,
No,
in
we
the
are on a
quest for truth,
quest,
you have to
Andolan.
listen to people.
We are
In
seeking
a quest,
truth.
you have to listen to people. I
I've been
listen for
listening,
5
brother.
minutes.
All what I'm saying is we're seeking
But you're not
truth here.
letting me make 2 simple points.
I'm not here to demean anyone.
No, don't do it.
I'm not supporting
Are
anything.
you there to allow people to speak or not?
But you will speak, but I just want to beg leave of all of you. That's all. That
No, KDG,
Adi.
we are going to go for a close after 10 minutes. So just wait, hold your horses.
आप क्लोज कर लीजिए, मेरे को बुला दीजिए, मैं पीछे बैकग्राउंड में सुनता हूँ, ठीक है?
नहीं, आप रुक जाएं थोड़ी देर।
अच्छा, मैं तुम्हें चाय बनाना है, मेरे को have to go to the kitchen and
Yeah.
मैं भी चाय बना रहा हूँ, एक कप आपके लिए भी बना दूंगा, अपलोड भी कर दूंगा।
Thank you, thank you.
आपने कॉन्वर्सेशन काफी ज्यादा ड्राइव की, तो इट्स ओनली फेयर।
एक चीज और है आंदोलन, आई थिंक इट्स फेयर इनफ, जैसे हम लोगों ने पाकिस्तान का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, उसी प्रकार से भारत का जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन असेंबली का जो मेन प्रोफेसर है उसको
आप मुझे नहीं बोलने दे रहे हो 2 पॉइंट, केडी, यू आर जस्ट रिपीटेडली ट्राइंग टू put your points. You are not ready to listen a single point. This is irritating.
You're unguided.
Irrespective. Then don't come on a conversation.
नहीं ठीक है यार। आंदोलन जी आप बोलें आंदोलन जी बोलें।
मैं 2 छोटे पॉइंट बोलना चाह रहा था। बिल इंटेंट दिखा रहा था, एक्ट फॉर्मुलेट करा गया, उसमें बड़ा क्लियरली लिखा गया 2 डोमिनियन है, उन 2 डोमिनियन की इंटेंट क्या थी, ये बिल में क्लियरली डॉक्यूमेंटेड है इंडिया इंडिपेंडेंस एक्ट। अब इन्होंने जो अरे यार अलाउ मी टू मेक फकिंग 2 पॉइंट्स,
इंटरप्ट ना करो। हाँ जी, कैरी ऑन आंदोलन जी।
इट्स डैम इरिटेटिंग मैन।
नो इट्स आप कंटिन्यू करें।
हाँ, अभी यहाँ पे केडी साहब ने जिन्ना साहब की पूरी हमको वो माइनॉरिटी की बात बताई, इंटेंट बताई उन्होंने कि माइनॉरिटी को इनको बराबर रखना था, लेकिन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में मुस्लिम स्टेट लिखा गया, यानी एक्ट ने स्पेसिफिकली इंटेंट को चेंज करा। जिन्ना साहब ने जो भाषण में इंटेंट दिखाई वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हुई, क्लियरली उसको क्रॉस करा गया। इज इट राइट और रॉन्ग?
I agree.
इसी तरह बिल की इंटेंट, अगर बिल की इंटेंट क्रश करनी होती तो एक्ट में उसके अगेंस्ट लिखा जाता। दैट्स व्हाट माय क्लोजिंग रिमार्क्स आर। थैंक यू।
But Andolan ji, there's a fine difference in what you said. That's fine. लेकिन जिन्ना साहब ने भी जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाई उसके अंदर where he probably went against, well, he definitely went against his speech when he basically stated it's going to be equal citizenship. लेकिन फिर he did mention in the constitution
that is going to be Muslim guided, Islamic guided principles. Yes.
लेकिन
he didn't created a secular state. Yeah. He didn't create a secular state. Yeah.
No,
so that was clearly
before. So we have to be fair on to the man as well.
No, I'm not commenting on Jinnah. So my limited point was, I was not commenting on Jinnah. I was just suggesting that when a law is drafted,
Jinnah declared a secular state. Pakistan started as a secular
No, he did
state.
not.
It did.
No, he did not.
It did.
एक सेकंड, आपकी बात भी गलत नहीं है, केटी भाई की बात भी गलत नहीं है। वो ऐसे कि जिन्ना probably wanted to create a secular state, but he died before the constitution came into existence, and the people who needed him did not do it.
Here you are doing very
ठीक है ना?
तो सुनो, जिन्ना ने सीधे बुलाया था एक इजिप्शियन स्कॉलर को इस्लामिक लॉ बनाने के लिए विद मॉडर्निटी। आप हिस्ट्री पढ़ो, जिन्ना ने खुद बुलाया था कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन।
वो बात ठीक है, हम कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की बात कर रहे हैं उस सेंस के,
इस्लामिक लॉ पे बनाने के लिए बुलाया था इजिप्ट से।
यार एक सेकंड रुक जाओ। So the people who came up with the constitution, the main fact over here remains कि after whether Jinnah did it or he did not do it, ये again we're going to regress into a further debate और उसमें हम फंस जाएंगे।
Ahmed had done a very good academic job on this.
Please मेरा sentence खत्म हो जाए। The conclusion of that particular thing is that Pakistan did not end up being a secular state. There is no doubt about that. It did not end up being a secular state. It was declared a Muslim state with certain provisions for the minority, but extra provisions for Muslims. So that is not a definition of a secular state. So for sure, that's not what took place, and nobody disagrees with that.
No, I don't understand what we are discussing now.
Now we're moving on.
Years of independence. After 78 years of independence, कोई एक बंदा भी ऐसा बोल सकता है this two country was not divided on religious line?
The countries were divided in on a religious line, and we have seen that originally some people had the idea that वो secular state होगी. Pakistan did not move towards the secular state, but India did. ठीक है, and now
Pakistan did wanted to be secular state from the first day. Lahore resolution पढ़ लो यार, जिसके ऊपर पूरा Act of Pakistan
I choose my words very, very carefully. I said some people within power wanted it to be a secular state.
Yes.
Others did
Some
not.
people did, but Jinnah also said in one of his interaction when asked that what kind of state Pakistan will be, and he said that its destiny has already been written 1400 years ago or something like that.
Exactly.
So it
and he had given more than 2000 speeches, and you are quoting only one.
And he also made very contradictory statements also. Yeah, he also made very contradictory statements also. So
exactly.
KD is making sound like a bright bulb. Whether he was
the
bright bulb or not,
he was a very, very smart guy. There's no denying that.
Let's move from there. So now India, Pakistan, there is no doubt, did not end up being a secular state, and Pakistan went the Islamic way.
But it was
But
not meant to. Why it would, why it would had been?
That's not even the topic of the discussion,
यार
Anshul.
ये तो बात नहीं हम कर रहे हैं ना यार, बात ये है कि इंडिया
पाकि-
डिड गो।
पाकिस्तान का पहला नाम भी इस्लामिक रिपब्लिक नहीं था, बाद में इस्लामिक रिपब्लिक बना, उसके बाद भी एक हटा दिया गया, फिर उसके बाद इस्लामिक रिपब्लिक बना।
Pakistan was supposed to be a sanctuary of all minorities.
The
All,
point I'm
all
trying,
minorities,
I think you
including
have read
Sikhs,
Aisha Jalal,
including
Kedi.
everyone.
यार पता
I
है
know
क्या,
you have read Aisha Jalal and
मैंने पता है क्यों नहीं
you are
पढ़ना
citing her.
एक
But
सेकंड यार,
Aisha Jalal,
मेरे भाइयों प्लीज मेरी बात सुनो, ठीक है? इस डिस्कशन में मैं इस वजह से नहीं पढ़ना चाह रहा कि उसके एंड के ऊपर वी विल ऑल हैव टू एग्री दैट पाकिस्तान, regardless if someone wanted it to be secular or did not want it to be secular, did not end up being secular in any case, right? इसके अंदर कोई डाउट नहीं है, पाकिस्तान went the Islamic way.
But
The biggest,
dialogue here,
है ना?
you're right, you're right. Yeah.
हाँ, तो ऐसा करते हैं कि उस चीज के ऊपर कब हुआ, कैसे हुआ, क्यों हुआ is not going to get us very far. That's not the point of conversation. What we're trying to get at is that India did go a secular way, but now it seems that India does not want to remain on that path, and some people within India want to go towards the Hindu Rashtra thing. So my question over here is, and that's going to be the final part of the conversation, and I'm going to give Abhishek the first opportunity to speak because he's been the most patient and he hasn't spoken at all. With that, एक final video उससे पहले मैं एक लगाऊंगा, which again, Abhishek ke bolne ke baad, boycott things are going on in India and whatnot. If India does not end up being a secular state and it goes for the Hindu Rashtra, then Andolan ji made some points as well कि उनको डिवाइड हो जाना चाहिए था और इंडियन मुसलमानों को सबको शिफ्ट कर जाना चाहिए था पाकिस्तान, but that population exchange did not happen. But the fact is कि it did not happen. तो अब हम आगे
क्या
इस
बात
चीज
करते
को
हैं?
क्या
Are you saying कि कुछ मुसलमान यहाँ पर रहे, they did not leave, वो complete partition नहीं हुआ? I mean, this is a heartless, very cruel statement just you made. What you're saying is a half-baked partition because some
Ambedkar
Muslims
also
were left
suggested
behind.
this only, Kedi.
लेकिन अब यही
Read
तो
Ambedkar.
No, but this is
question
so bad. You should not be speaking. It's such a hurtful statement. Do you know how bad the Muslims of India are going to feel from your statement? I mean,
No,
I
I
just
am not
find that
saying
way.
this.
I'm sensitive about it.
I'm not saying this, but the thing you are objecting,
No, but a lot of people are
Ambedkar
saying
had
this in
wrote it,
India. They say that, oh, they should have left. This is so
but
horrible.
Ambedkar also said the same thing. Would
These
you
people
dare
lack
calling him up?
these people lack that character. That is
If
what
partition
makes you.
happened for religious reasons, then it should have happened on the basis of religious. That
That's
means
it.
an
Yeah,
unfinished agenda.
yeah.
I mean, if you find sensitivity towards that statement and
How
define the
about
logic of
yeah,
Jinnah, Nehru, and Ambedkar, you can go ahead and do it. It's a democracy. You can speak anything you want. But that's the reality. The partition happened for religious reasons, right?
तो आपका क्या ख्याल है कि जो अभिषेक फर्स्ट, do you think that Pakistan Muslims in India need to be sent back to Pakistan or
No, no,
sent?
no, 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 no. Nice idea करने के लिए
Okay,
वैसा ना हो.
so एक मैं वीडियो लगाने लगाऊं, why are these campaigns going on and what's the way forward? क्योंकि वो इंडियंस, यही तो मेरा पॉइंट था कि अब तो वो वहां पे रहते ही हैं, तो अब उनके साथ जो अगर फॉर एग्जांपल दे आर गोइंग टू बी कंसिडर्ड इन अ सर्टेन वे, तो उसका सिचुएशन क्या क्रिएट करेंगे आप? बोलें जी अभी।
The simple methodology है, truth and reconciliation among both of the communities needed, जो कभी हुआ ही नहीं, partition के बाद भी नहीं हुआ, partition से पहले भी नहीं हुआ. कि जब तक रिकंसिलिएशन नहीं होगा दोनों कम्युनिटीज के बीच में, ये कभी सेटल नहीं हो पाएगा। और ये इंडिया पाकिस्तान के बीच में सेटल नहीं हो पाएगा।
सही है। ये एक वीडियो देखते हैं. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द फाइनल पार्ट ऑफ दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन एंड देन वी आर गोइंग टू बी गोइंग फॉर अ क्लोज in regards to the entire thing.
सब लोग भाई इस चीज का संकल्प लो जो कल भी नजर आ गया। कल का मतलब आने वाले कल में उन लोगों से अगर दोस्ती करी तो कोई साथ नहीं रहेगा। सही बात। उनके साथ अगर किसी ने बिजनेस किया कातिलों के साथ तो कोई साथ नहीं रहेगा। सही बात।
भाई सहमत है सभी लोग? भाई 23 तारीख का
ये सब बातें आए दिन यहाँ गाय बगाए होती रहती हैं कि वो उसका दोस्त है, वो फलाना जो मुसलमान वो उसका दोस्त है, वो उसके साथ बिजनेस कर रहा है। अगर यही बातें रहेंगी तो फिर ऐसे ही हालात रहेंगे जैसे चल रहे हैं। किसी को उससे कोई दोस्ती नहीं करनी, कोई बिजनेस नहीं करना उनके साथ। इस पर अगर तैयार हैं?
नहीं, बिल्कुल सहमत है जी बाबू।
सहमत है भाई? सहमत है। 23 तारीख का
क्या? अरे भाई पहले तो जरूरी बातें उन्हें तो करने दो। पार्टी जी
एक बार कपिल भाई।
राम राम जी भाइयों, जैसा कि आपको पता है 36 बिरादरी यहाँ खड़ी है और आज हम लोग पूरी 36 बिरादरी मिलकर के अपने बुजुर्गों से पूछ करके 23 तारीख को महापंचायत का ऐलान करते हैं और सभी भाई ज्यादा से ज्यादा संख्या में 23 तारीख को दिल्ली के गाजीपुर गांव में पहुंचे और आपके जितने भी साथी हैं, आपकी जो सोशल मीडिया है, सब पे वीडियो बना के डाले और 23 तारीख को अपनी ताकत दिखा दो। अगर आपको इंसाफ लेना है तो यहाँ पैर रखने की जगह नहीं होनी चाहिए, जब जाके आपको इंसाफ मिल सकता है।
भाई सबसे अपील है 23 तारीख की पंचायत में अपना सहयोग करें, जो हमें आना है और हमें अपने साथ जितने हमारे साथ के लोग हैं, टाइम को हम 23 तारीख को है, 23 तारीख को हमें आना है 12 बजे और जो हमारे साथ जितने भी हमारे से जुड़े हुए लोग हैं सबको साथ लेके आना है।
वीरेंद्र सिंह विरोध। वीरेंद्र
जय श्री राम भाइयों, आने वाली 23 तारीख दोपहर 12 बजे 36 बिरादरियों की महापंचायत
चला रखा है।
अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन ये है, I know this is not from Nagpur, this is a separate video. When campaigns like these are going to be run, do you think that Muslims or any community for that matter is going to feel safe in an environment like that? और ये gap जो एक create हो रहा है, obviously there is a Hindu sentiment, उसके अंदर कोई genuinity भी होगी। Hindu राष्ट्र का there are so many Muslim countries, so I believe a lot of Hindus must feel कि उनकी भी एक country होनी चाहिए, एक भी नहीं है पूरी दुनिया के अंदर। But could there be a better way of resolving this? क्योंकि इतने ज्यादा मुसलमान तो कहीं जाने वाले नहीं है, ये आंदोलन जी को भी पता है। ये
अच्छा, मुझे ये अभिषेक जी बोल लें, बट अभिषेक जी आप ही बोलो, मैं बस एक क्लैरिफिकेशन दे दूं। मैंने एक बार भी ये नहीं कहा कि सारे मुसलमानों को पाकिस्तान चले जाना चाहिए, ये मुझे मिसकोट करा जा रहा है बार बार। मैं अपना क्लैरिफिकेशन दूं।
नहीं, that's fine. We understand that, आपने नहीं ये कहा, लेकिन what's the way forward? इस तरह की कैंपेन्स, इस तरह की राइटिंग, इस तरह की सिचुएशन किसी भी कंट्री के लिए अच्छी तो नहीं हो सकती ना।
तो शादी ठीक है, सुनो मैं बताता हूँ आपको, ये बड़ा इमोशनली चार्ज अप वीडियो लग रहा है आपने और चीजें देख के आई एम वेरी डाटा ड्रिवन पर्सन। मैं आपको डाटा देता हूँ, इंडिया में पर कैपिटा हेट क्राइम रेट अमेरिका से 4 गुना कम है, 4x लेसर देन अमेरिका।
अभिषेक देखो, आई एम कंप्लीटली calm in this situation, आप मुझे देख सकते हो, आई एम कंप्लीटली calm। और दूसरी बात इसके अंदर ये है अभिषेक कि I am an outsider in this situation, right? इंडिया आपका कंट्री है, आप बेहतर जानते हो। मैं कि हाँ जी बोलिए।
यहाँ पे ना कोई हिंदू मुसलमान भी 100 साल से नहीं रह रहा। इंडिया में डेथ ऑन हेट क्राइम रेट्स यूरोप और अमेरिका से भी कम है। तो ये बड़े इमोशनली चार्ज वीडियोस निकलते हैं और बड़ा वो होता है। आपको ये भी ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा, इंडिया की पर कैपिटा इनकम $2,800 है। आप इसी के पर कैपिटा इनकम किसी और कंट्री को इंडिया के साथ कंपेयर करो, इट इज जस्ट दैट अ राइट विंग गवर्नमेंट इज देयर इन पावर, तो लेफ्ट हमेशा बूस्ट अप करता है ऐसी चीजों को। ऐसा कुछ ऐसा खास जेनोसाइडल हो नहीं रहा, ना कोई हिस्ट्री में ऐसा रिकॉर्ड है कि हिंदू ने कभी किसी का जेनोसाइड किया या कुछ। ये सारी चीजें राइल्ड अप हैं, राइट विंग गवर्नमेंट है। तो ट्रूथ एंड रिकंसिलिएशन जैसे जैसे धीरे धीरे होगा दोनों कम्युनिटी के बीच में, सब कुछ हो जाएगा। ये नॉर्मली 1.4 बिलियन कंट्री के अंदर अगर अमेरिका से कम रेट जितना देखते हो आप, अमेरिका और यूरोप से भी रेट क्राइम की डेथ, जिसके अंदर ना कास्ट डिस्क्रिमिनेशन वाली डेथ भी आती है। मुस्लिम्स को फिर भी 15% है, लोअर कास्ट आर मोर देन 50% ऑफ इंडिया। और फिर इसके बाद इस तरीके से किसी चीज को पेंट कर देना, इट इज जस्ट बिकॉज राइट विंग गवर्नमेंट जहाँ भी आती है। अभी ट्रम्प आया अमेरिका में, कैसे लिबरल्स चिल्ला रहे हैं। ये ऐसे ही होता है हर जगह। आप पैटर्न्स को स्टडी करो, ये इतना कोई बहुत हार्ड एंड फास्ट चीज है नहीं।
चलो, ये तो आपका ओपिनियन आ गया, थैंक यू वेरी मच। आंदोलन जी, आप भी अपना बताएं कि व्हाट्स द वे फॉरवर्ड।
हाँ,
ये
वे
तो
फॉरवर्ड
डाटा
इसमें
डजंट
बड़ा
बैक
क्लियर
अप ना।
जी आंदोलन
जी।
जी, व्हाट्स द वे
हाँ
फॉरवर्ड? दीज आर
हाँ,
गोइंग टू बी
वे
फाइनल।
फॉरवर्ड, हाँ बिल्कुल। हाँ, फाइनल कमेंट्स है। तो ये मेरे ख्याल से ये थोड़ा सा जो कोई भी हिंदुस्तान का हिंदू जो है, कोई भी, वो ये बात नहीं कहता है कि मुसलमानों को हिंदुस्तान से निकाला जाना चाहिए। लेकिन जो पाकिस्तान के आइडिया वाले मुसलमान हिंदुस्तान में है, पाकिस्तान का आइडिया क्या था? इस्लामिक रूल का। उनको उस समय मूव हो जाना चाहिए था। तो एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों से? कि वो अपने सेकुलर फैब्रिक के हिसाब से रहेंगे। अगर वो मुस्लिम रूल वाले औरंगजेब को प्रेफर करते हैं, अगर वो मुस्लिम इम्पोजिशन वाले बाबर को पसंद करते हैं, अगर वो मुस्लिम इम्पोजिशन वाले तुगलक को पसंद करते हैं, तो उनको आइडियली पाकिस्तान मूव हो जाना चाहिए था। अगर हम 5 मिनट के लिए ये भी मान लें कि इंडिया इनविसाज करा गया था सेकुलर नेशन की तरह, लेट्स बिलीव इन व्हाट यू बिलीव, तो इंडियन मुस्लिम्स जो यहाँ पे रुके होंगे वो वही रुके होंगे ना जिनकी सेकुलर थॉट प्रोसेस थी। सो इफ यू आर मेकिंग अ हीरो, if it is a secular one, perfectly all right, valid. But if you are making a hero of Aurangzeb, who was a devout Islamic ruler, then the state you should have chosen would have been Pakistan, not India, right? There, where you wanted to establish Islamic rule, right? So, very clear articulation. India is a home for everybody who stays in India, but is not a home for Islamic jurisprudence. That's absolutely clear. There could be Sikh jurisprudence in India because Sikhs were not given separate land. There could be Bauddha jurisprudence in India because Bauddha were not given a separate land. There could be Jain jurisprudence. There could be Hindu jurisprudence, but not Islamic. So anything other than Islamic jurisprudence and policies and framework is fine in India. If there would be bullying to push forward Islamic policy framework in India, that would be severely restricted, and logically so.
Thank you very much, Andolan ji. KD ji, what is your final comments in regards to this?
People in India, they're free to practice any faith they like. It's a secular country. The government needs to stop wearing the clock, be shrouded by some religious elements, sentiments. Religion is a pursuit that's an integral part of anyone's character, being, or wannabe. They should be left alone. People have a right to be left alone with their ideology. State has absolutely no business with the religion. कोई ये कहे कि मैं औरंगजेब को बादशाह मानता हूँ, ultimate divine personification मानता हूँ, the person is right. His subscription to that ideology should be respected. चाहे कुछ ही की कोई पूजा करे, कुछ करे. The only thing is the line gets drawn in that you don't infringe on other people's right, domain, or exclusivity. You know, the beginning of other person's exclusivity is the end of your exclusivity. That is the paradigm that we all need to live by. And this covenant is respectable law by society. Right to be left alone is a primordial desire of everyone, and the state has to respect it. State cannot define what religion is good, what is bad. Now, coming back to the next issue of the expungement of Muslims from India is BS bullshit. They, of course, is their land too. They have a right to live here as long as as long as they comport with the covenant which I just talked about. And if you can't, then you'll be punished. So if someone is breaking the law, of course, I mean, when you break the barriers, when you step on the exclusivity of the other person, you have committed a crime, an offense. You'll be punished. The punishment is not to deport those people, expunge those people, exclude them. There's the video you just played. That's horrendous. Asking for a foreclosure of an entire community just because they're Muslims, banishing them from main course, furthering the divide. I mean, these are ominous dark signs that India needs to be wary of, and we need to be on our guard that we don't harm people and the country and well-beingness of anyone and everyone in the country. This is a country we worship stones, we worship animals. Somehow we fail to worship mankind. I think we need to expand our mind. Others are equally divine and humans. So that's all. I mean, I can go on for hours, but I don't need to. India needs to
So
India
can
needs to
I
open its heart and mind. That's all.
Thank you very much.
can
So I would basically like to thank Abhishek. I hope we see you in future panels and you'll
no,
have more.
just last two lines हैं.
Yeah,
मतलब
go ahead. You have something else to say. Go ahead.
जैसा ये प्रॉब्लम है जो है ना आइडियलिस्टिक जो लोग होते हैं ना उनकी प्रॉब्लम है ये लोग बड़ी आसानी से कुछ भी बोल देते हैं जैसे केडी ने बोला इंडिया के फ्री टाइम किसी औरंगजेब को वर्शिप करना तो लेट इट बी क्या ये हिटलर को वर्शिप करने से अलाउ हो सकता है किसी जर्मनी के अंदर नहीं हो सकता ना ऐसी औरंगजेब इज नॉट लाइक बाई द मेजोरिटी ऑफ इंडियंस तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें लाइन ड्रॉ करना ही पड़ेगा ऐसे नहीं होता कि आप एक प्लूरल सोसाइटी में रहो और एक मेजोरिटी जिस चीज को पसंद नहीं करती आप उसको करते रहो लगातार तो ऐसे है ना आपसी भाईचारा नहीं बनता ठीक है अ ज्यू एंड अ हिटलर लवर कांट लिव टुगेदर सेम वे अ हिंदू एंड अ औरंगजेब लवर कांट लिव टुगेदर
Thank you very much for that. मैं इस चीज़ के ऊपर मेरे फाइनल कमेंट्स यही होंगे कि when I see Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, even Afghanistan, मुझे ये नज़र आता है कि there are a lot of tensions. People are not emotionally mature, or they get into stuff which could have been dealt in an easier way. I understand Hindus might have a feeling कि उनके पास एक उनका अपना country होना चाहिए where they are a majority and they're officially a Hindu land, because every other country has that somewhere or not. Hindus don't. But at the same time, we have to remember अगर हम history को destroy करेंगे, that's just my personal opinion. This is not the channel's opinion. This is not a representative of or a conclusion for anyone on the panel but myself or anyone who agrees with me. If, for example, इतने 100 साल तक औरंगजेब के मरने के बाद Marathas did not destroy his tomb, we're not talking about a religious place here. We're
It
talking
is also fake news. This tomb was created in 1911 by Lord Curzon और निजाम
कबर तो
के
थी
कहने
ना,
पे निजाम ने बनवाया था, ये झूठ बात
कबर
है।
तो थी ना, कबर तो थी ना।
हाँ तो कबर एक सूफी शाइन है,
हाँ
वहां पे
तो
100 और कब्रें हैं,
अच्छा
तो
एक
मराठा
सेकंड,
क्या पूरी सूफी शाइन को उड़ा देंगे?
रुक, ठीक है यार, एक सेकंड, काम डाउन, क्लोजिंग स्टेटमेंट है ना, आप ना मेरी ये स्टेटमेंट से एग्री करो।
नहीं
कबर
तो
तो
ये
यार बात,
कबर तो
हम
ऐसा
शो
नॉर्मल
एंड
कहीं भी
करने की
होती है।
को
इट वाज
शो,
ओपन, इट वाज ओपन ग्रेव, इट वाज नॉट,
ओके,
दिस टॉम वाज
तो
क्रिएटेड इन 1911।
लेट मी
मराठा
रीफ्रेज,
क्यों तोड़ेंगे?
so let me rephrase, Marathas did not destroy his open grave. Is that sufficient, Abhishek? I hope it is. So
Nobody want to
Marathas,
destroy graves.
यार मैं अपनी अगर आपकी इजाजत हो तो मैं अपनी क्लोजिंग स्टेटमेंट दे सकता हूँ। या आपने मुझे रीबट करना है
नहीं,
मेरी?
ही हैज अ
गलत
वैलिड
स्टेटमेंट दे रहे
पॉइंट,
हो ना।
ही हैज अ वैलिड पॉइंट शाहजी। जब कोई कबर थी ही नहीं स्ट्रक्चर, तो तोड़ेंगे क्या?
यार कबर तो थी ना, कबर है, बट देयर
कबर कैसे तोड़ते हैं?
यार कबर के अंदर से अगर आप हड्डियां निकाल के बाहर फेंक देंगे तो दैट इज अ
Second,
थिंग।
let me fix that. Andolan ji,
ये
there are
यार
people. Ek second. There are people on social media who are asking to turn his grave into a toilet. So there are people who are asking कि इसके कबर को ही उखाड़ दो, ठीक है? That's the
हाँ,
point.
अरे
which
वो
is okay, that's a
पॉसिबल
demand,
नहीं है, वो
right?
सूफी
That's
श्राइन है।
okay.
एक
आपके ओपिनियन में ओके है ना, मैं अपना ओपिनियन बता रहा हूँ ना, इस चीज के अंदर मैंने ये बात क्लियर किया, आप अपने ओपिनियन को एक्सेप्ट करें। आई डू नॉट रेंडर टू दैट, आई डोंट एक्नॉलेज दैट, वी कैन एग्री टू डिसएग्री,
Valid
राइट?
point. Please,
हाँ
please move forward.
ठीक है, मेरा ओपिनियन इसके ऊपर बहुत सिंपल सा है कि अगर हम हिस्टोरिकली खाली औरंगजेब की कबर नहीं, अगर हम तक्षशिला के अंदर, अगर हम दूसरी जगहों के अंदर, पाकिस्तानी भी जो करना चाहते हैं, बहुत सारे हिंदू टेम्पल्स से लेके जितनी भी पुरानी चीज़ें हैं हिस्टोरिक, उनको हम डिस्ट्रॉय कर देंगे, ठीक है? जिस तरह अ गुड एग्जांपल वुड बी कि अफगानिस्तान के अंदर आपके जो ग्रेट बुद्धा कार्विंग्स थी, दे वर डिस्ट्रॉयड। आई थिंक दैट्स अ ग्रेट लॉस इन टर्म्स ऑफ हिस्ट्री। इसी तरीके से अगर हम सब कॉन्टिनेंट के अंदर अफगानिस्तान से सेंट्रल एशिया तक, पाकिस्तान, इंडिया, बांग्लादेश, यहाँ पे अपनी हिस्ट्री को, सम प्लेस इज गोइंग टू बी रेफर्ड फॉर वन कम्युनिटी और द अदर, बॉर्डरिंग और लिविंग इन योर कंट्री, present or not present. If we begin to do that, where will it end? And will we be left with any kind of civilizational trait, and or are we going to end up being in terms of known blackout? As it is, मेरे ख्याल से सब कॉन्टिनेंट के अंदर एक एमनीशिया है लोगों को अपनी हिस्ट्री का, चाहे वो मुस्लिम बैकग्राउंड से हैं, चाहे वो हिंदू बैकग्राउंड से हैं, चाहे वो सिख हैं. So that amnesia does not need to be amplified even further by that, and that's just my personal opinion. Or people need to emotionally grow up in terms of not turning historical things into rioting, whether they are Muslims or Hindus or Sikhs or any other religion.
Right.
That's all what I want to say.
Just
So, Gigi,
not a
go on.
small comment to finish it. I mean, it's very nice that more than 300 people. I mean, a lot of people are watching on Twitter. So you guys are gaining traction. I mean, it's a good start.
Thank you very much.
Ajay and Melissa.
And it's a pleasure hosting you on our platform. It's your platform, Andolan ji as well, and Abhishek. With that, I don't have much to say. It was a good conversation, and I'm going to try and learn more in regards to this. I think there's a lot more which is unfolding. पूरा सब कॉन्टिनेंट के अंदर एकदम से ये मसाइल शुरू हो गए हैं। अगर मैं अपने पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखूं, पाकिस्तान में बलोच इशूज़ और केपीके के इशूज़ और पंजाबी नेशनलिज्म की बातें हो रही हैं। मरियम नवाज, द करंट सीएम, is one of the first after a long period of time पंजाबी नेशनलिज्म की बातें कर रही हैं। तो again I think that is a point of regression. केपीके से नेशनलिज्म की बातें आ रही हैं, सिंधु देश के सिंधी लोगों से नेशनलिज्म राइज के ऊपर है, पोटवारी और सराइकियों की राइज के ऊपर है। अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर पंजाब के अंदर वो राइज के अंदर है, बांग्लादेश के अंदर वी ऑल सॉ व्हाट हैपेंड, अफगानिस्तान और ईरान जो दूसरी दो कंट्रीज लगती है, all know what is going on over there. It seems like our entire
I used to think that Pakistan is since it's a very like completely an Islamic country, so there would not be diversity. पर मेरी तो आंखें खुल गई, मैं गलत था. बहुत ethnicities हैं आपके country में भी, different views of different religious groups. It's a massively a very big sized country actually in terms of diversity what you have.
exactly.
एक छोटा सा पॉइंट मैं भी शाहजी बोलने जा रहा था. हाँ
एक
शाहजी जी, एक छोटा सा पॉइंट.
एक सेकंड KDG and we all hate each other.
That is so interesting, like how like itni disparate, itne wo सारी चीजें हैं, and this very sad, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I mean, क्या होगा? Let's say
एक पॉइंट मैं भी बोलना चाहता था.
I think you're looking at more than 250 pieces. इंडिया के, पाकिस्तान के, अगर ये अफगानिस्तान, ये सब डिसइंटीग्रेट हो जाते हैं छोटे छोटे प्रिंसिपैलिटीज में बेस्ड ऑन एथनिक ट्राइब्स के ऊपर, तो कितने छोटे छोटे टुकड़े हो जाएंगे, है? क्या बचेगा यहाँ? कुछ नहीं.
इसी वजह से इस एरिया पे बार बार इन्वेडर्स आ जाते हैं ना जी. आंदोलन जी बोलें.
हाँ, मैं एक बड़ा लिमिटेड पॉइंट बोलना चाह रहा था. चंगेज खान ने अटैक करा था बगदाद पे. चंगेज खान तो तब तक मर गया था, उसके ग्रैंडसन हुगलू खान क्या नाम था, समथिंग लाइक दैट. उसने बगदाद को हलाकू खान या समथिंग लाइक दैट, उसने बगदाद को बुरी तरह काटा था, मतलब कुत्तों तक को मार दिया था, वहां किसी को नहीं छोड़ा था. और लौटते समय वो मर गया था. ईरान में उसकी कब्र है, लेकिन उसकी कब्र पे despite of him being ruling and Baghdad and taking over Baghdad and Iran and all those areas, उसकी कब्र फॉरगेटन पड़ी है किसी कोने में. किसी ने उसके ऊपर मॉन्यूमेंट नहीं बनाया. किसी वहां पे क्या कहते हैं, उसके चाहने वालों ने उसके लिए मतलब टोम्ब स्टोन लगा के संगमरमर का ऊपर से वो नहीं बनवाया, और वो कोने में पड़ा हुआ, दबा हुआ. आखिर औरंगजेब के साथ प्रॉब्लम अगर यही होती कि कहीं कोने में पड़ा होता दबा हुआ, nobody would have bothered. The problem is precisely कि उसकी कब्र पे किसी ने संगमरमर के पत्थर लगवा के 1915 में उसको डेकोरेट करा दिया. फिर वहां हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमान सजदा करने जाने लगे कि ये तो हमारे वली थे. अगर आज हुगलू खान के साथ यही होने लगे, मंगोलिया से लोग अगर चल के आने लगे, ईरान में बोले ये तो हमारे वली थे हुगलू खान, इन्होंने तो बगदाद वालों को बिल्कुल आखिरी कुत्ते तक को मार दिया था, how would people feel about it? So there is, when we point out and when you compare it with a temple or a mosque, it's an entirely different proposition.
ये क्या नाम था इसका बता रहे थे? I don't think he had a Muslim grandson. I don't know.
नहीं, मैं कोई मुस्लिम खान ग्रैंडसन नहीं था. हुगलू खान ने तो मुसलमानों को एक एक बच्चे को, एक एक औरत को, एक हलाकू खान, एक एक बच्चे, एक एक औरत को, एक एक कुत्ते और जानवर तक को मार डाला था बंगाल के अंदर.
नहीं, मैं कुछ और
खून की नदियां बांधी.
आपका कहने का तात्पर्य था कि इसकी जो ग्रेव है, तो ये लोग तो मानते
वो ईरान में कहीं दबा पड़ा. हाँ, ईरान में वो कहीं दबा पड़ा. nobody bothers him.
उनका कल्चर नहीं है ना वो इसके.
मैं ये
आंदोलन जी, that's the whole point. Nobody bothers.
Which is precisely, yeah. अगर मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, अगर औरंगजेब भी वैसे ही पड़ा होता तो nobody would have bothered. But if you rub it in the face of the minority कि ये तो हमारे वली थे, right? And every then अभी वो यहाँ पे संभल में उर्स करते हैं, उर्स कह रहा हूँ, they do a मेला in the name of वो जो सबसे पहले आया था मोहम्मद तुगलक. They're doing a mela in the name of Muhammad Tughlaq from the last 70 years.
आंदोलन जी, अच्छा ठीक, आप खत्म कर लें.
But who would rub it on the face of the majority?
पर एक सेशन रखेंगे एक थोड़े दिन के अंदर ना about,
मतलब he was not a religious leader, neither Aurangzeb, neither Tughlaq.
आंदोलन जी, let's not get it.
मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक सलार गाजी के ऊपर बिना बनाया था.
हाँ, sorry, Salar Ghazi. Sorry.
Salar Ghazi was nephew of Muhammad Ghazni, and everybody knows who was Muhammad Ghazni. He built Somnath temple, and his nephew Salar Ghazi came with him to raise India. अब उसके नाम पे मेला मनाएंगे तो यार हिंदू क्यों नहीं कुछ करना?
Chale, Abhishek, we're going to keep a session on that, and I think we'll invite some Pakistanis as well as Indians on, as well as if we can find any Bangladeshis onto that conversation as well. With that, thank you very much, guys. I've given my
Thank you.
opinion in regards to that.
Have a good
But
night, everyone. Yeah.
go
Give
ahead.
me, अच्छा, I just want to say one small thing कि हर किसी को ये तो टेंशन बहुत पड़ी होती है कि औरंगजेब बहुत बुरा था, ये खिलजी ऐसे थे, all that, क्योंकि बॉलीवुड ने एक certain तरीके से बताया, which is mostly fake, but anyway, whatever. Nobody ever talks about Ashoka. Nobody ever says उस पे मूवीज भी बन रही हैं, वो हीरोइक भी दिख रहा है, मतलब वो सबका हीरो भी है. That's all good because उसने तो अगर मारा है तो क्या हो गया, वो हिंदू था. वो यहाँ पे ना थोड़ी सी
वो
हिपोक्रेसी नजर आ जाती
बुद्धिस्ट था,
है. नहीं बाद में बुद्धिस्ट
मान
बना,
शाह, वो
बाद में
बुद्धिस्ट
बुद्धिस्ट,
था।
बाद में बुद्धिस्ट
और
बना,
हमने
बाद में बुद्धिस्ट बना.
नहीं, आप पहले हिस्ट्री को
अभिषेक,
ढंग से
अभिषेक
पढ़ो,
भाई,
बाद
मेरे
में कोई
भाई,
हिस्ट्री नहीं पढ़ा।
अभिषेक, this is my last comments. Can you please let it go? We have
ये
to
तो आप
leave.
झूठ मत बोलो ना, वो
मैं आप
बुद्धिस्ट
झूठ
था,
नहीं बोल
शुरुआत
रही,
से
आप
बुद्धिस्ट।
गूगल कर लें. अशोका was a Hindu.
आप करो,
Later on
आप
he
करो,
became a
आप करो
Buddhist. He
गूगल,
became a Buddhist.
आप
Oh
करो
my
But
गूगल,
before
आप करो
he
गूगल।
became a Buddhist 3 years before the Kalinga War. There Abhishek is right.
हाँ ठीक है, जो भी
यार
है.
ठीक है ना, आप लोगों ने अपनी फाइनल
हमने
कमेंट्स कर
अकबर को भी तो हीरो बनाया ना यार,
कॉन्वर्सेशन
अकबर को
करेंगे.
हीरो नहीं बनाया
Oh
था।
my God, can I speak? Here's the thing. बुद्धिस्ट तो आप लोग अपना ही पार्ट नहीं मानते हो. मुसलमान तो नहीं था, क्रिश्चियन तो नहीं था, बुद्धिस्ट से था ना. बुद्धिस्ट, जैन, हिंदू ये एक चीज नहीं है.
तो
हमने
इसीलिए तो
अकबर
उसको
को भी
क्रिटिसाइज
हीरो
नहीं
बनाया।
करते हैं.
ये सही है, अपना बंदा हुआ तो खैर, वो जो है मैसेकर्स कर ले, उसको क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करते. लेकिन प्लीज स्टॉप
अरे हमने
आंसरिंग मी.
अकबर को भी हीरो बनाया, माशा, हमने ये देखिए
अभिषेक,
जोधा अकबर।
Abhishek, please let me speak. Here's the thing. वो सारे बादशाह थे. अगर किसी को लगता है कि उन्होंने एक रिलीजन के लिए कुछ किया है, ना अशोका ने किया है, ना गजनी ने किया है, ना अकबर ने किया है, ना खिलजी ने किया है. सबको अपने अपने गवर्नमेंट्स की पड़ी थी, उसको अपने अपने एम्पायर्स की पड़ी थी. जिस तरीके से वो एक्सपैंड कर सकते थे उन्होंने किया. ठीक है, जिस तरीके से उनको लगता था कि अगर यही औरंगजेब हिंदू होता तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली वो अपने इर्द गिर्द ज्यादा हिंदू लोगों को रखता, क्योंकि उसको अपना पावर कंसोलिडेट रखना था. उसको इस चीज से परवाह नहीं थी कि ये जो है इस रिलीजन के साथ ये करना है. तो बीफ नहीं था रिलीजन के साथ, क्योंकि एट द एंड ऑफ द डे दे वर किंग्स. Honestly speaking, I don't understand the whole point of making kings heroes or villains.
Then you should read his
Oh my
last letter to
God,
his son.
Abhishek! Oh my God! Anyway, so Aurangzeb being hero is not the problem. Is that वही आंदोलन वाली बात कि I think किसी ने इस्लामिक एम्पायर्स भी इतने मैसेकर्स नहीं किए जितने उसने किए. क्या नाम है उसका, नाम भूल गया. चंगेज खान ने किए, लेकिन उसकी भी कब्र है, पड़ी हुई है, कोई परवाह नहीं करता. अगर कोई परवाह कर भी ले तो nobody will bother. Everybody will be like, माविया की कब्र भी पड़ी हुई है शियों के, आई थिंक इराक में कि कहाँ पे. nobody bothers. उस पे भी इन लोगों ने कुछ कब्रा बनाया हुआ है. माविया, मतलब माविया and his nasal is like the biggest enemy of the Shias. So the thing is कि when you take out graves of like 200-year-old personalities, you're kind of giving a message to other Muslims that we can take you out of your grave as well. So technically they're not safe in their graves as well. Nobody's making their statues. Let them go. Like, let him be. अगर कोई समझता है वो हीरो है, ठीक है यार, who cares? I personally think it's stupid. ठीक है, but
Can I make a small point?
Oh my God, Andolan ji, it's my final comments. Can we
Okay. But एक छोटा सा टिप्पणी करने का मुझे मौका दीजिएगा बाद में.
नहीं, it's my final comment. I'm about to close. Next
एक
time
बस
जब
10 सेकंड का पॉइंट. हाँ, एक 10 सेकंड का पॉइंट बस. अगर पाकिस्तान अलग ना हुआ होता तो औरंगजेब की एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी वही होती. अगर बौद्ध आज की डेट में अलग स्टेट मान लेंगे तो अशोक का भी क्रिटिसिज्म होता बचे हुए हिंदुस्तान. अगर पाकिस्तान जुदा ना हुआ होता, मुस्लिम लैंड अलग से ना लिया गया होता, तो थोड़ी बहुत एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी होती. जब आपकी एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी औरंगजेब वालों की एक अलग लैंड लेके हो गई है तो फिर यहाँ पे नहीं होगी उसकी एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी. That's the moot point.
तो इसका मतलब एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी नहीं होगी, तो इसका मतलब है कि कब्रों से वो घड़े मुर्दे निकालेंगे. That's good. ठीक है, that speaks for you, not us. But anyway, thank you for listening in. Follow our channel on YouTube. It's Grey Beyond Narratives. You can find us and subscribe our channel and press the bell button to get regular updates. Till then, have a good day, good evening, and good night. Bye bye.